Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
Hit, bang, straight down the ground on the off drive, 6. 2 left in the over, to head, sweeps, hard, strong, and long, and big, into the pavilion. Over a long period of time, head flashes the ball for 4 through backward points. Ashwin delivers wider on the crease, Head uses his feet, goes long and straight. Bowls here to Travis Head, who clips aerially, deep square leg for 6. All eyes on Travis Head on 99. Ashwin to him here, delivers and Head defends into the onside, quick single to mid-wicket, and he's through. Travis Head gestures to his family, a newborn child a couple of weeks ago, and what a celebration here at his home ground. He's the pride of South Australia. He's the king of Adelaide. The stroke play, magnificent. Does he go again? He's bowled. Full and straight and yorked. And Siraj gives it big as he passes Travis Head. He's receiving the boos around the crowd of Adelaide Oval. That'll be a talking point in a moment, but for now, the boos will be replaced by quite the ovation.
Oh, marvellous night. Absolute entertainer. No need for the send-off. I reckon he's going to get put in the book for that. Umpires will probably have a word to him. No need to send him off there, youngster. He's played beautifully.
I was surprised at your action in terms of the situation of the game and the lead-up, and there was no confrontation leading up to it, and I felt like it was probably a little bit far at the time, and that's why I'm disappointed in the reaction that I gave back, but I'm also going to stand up for myself. I'd like to think in our team that we wouldn't do that. It's not how I'd like to play the game.
Some heady hitting and a spicy aftermath as Australia takes a familiar stranglehold over the pink ball test. The local hero furthered his status as the team's premier batter, and Travis Head joins us ahead of play. Cummins to Rahul, short ball in the gloves of Carey, caught behind. Boland begins his spell. He's got him straight away. Chasewell edges through to Carey. Scott Boland, if you need a job done, get a Victorian. 2 slips, 2 gullies. Bowls here, catches the call, it's caught behind, he's getting Coley. Straight through to the gloves of Carey, taken in front of Khawaja. Boland again. It's always Scott Boland in Australia. Stark in, Hill facing up on 28, bowls in, middle stump out of the ground. As comprehensive as it gets. Cummins to Ravi, straight through him. Captain gets captain, and Australia move ever closer to victory. Delivers here, reversing his punt over the cordon. Holy moly, that is just ridiculous. Across his stumps, flicks it down to fine leg, lying on his back, strikes another boundary. And India fall victim to the Saturday night lights. Only the outlandish can save India from heady defeats, but the outlandish is at the crease. This is day 3 from Adelaide on SEN Test Cricket.
Live across Australia and around the world on the SEN network. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
They say life moves a little slower in Adelaide, but that can't be said of their test match. Much like Travis Head's batting, the game progressed at warp speed through Saturday, and we are on the brink of resolution as we gather on Sunday. Australia is 5 wickets away from levelling the series. India is trailing by 29 runs. They have Rishabh Pant and Nitish Kumar Reddy at the crease as the big hopes to see if they could set Australia a tricky chase. SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Holiday in every way with Royal Caribbean, and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services. Gerard Whateley with you. Simon Katich is with me. Hello to you, Cats.
Good afternoon, Gerard, Flem, all our listeners.
Long, fun day ahead to a short, sharp celebration.
Look, given we've seen amazing cricket over 2 long days, but not with plenty of overs in them, hopefully it's another long day, because I think this crowd that comes today deserves it, but it should probably be over halfway through the day, I would have thought.
Damien, Fleming, hello.
Gerard, Cato, I'm just looking forward to this first hour, isn't it? I mean, it was a brilliant day for Australian cricket yesterday. Trav Head, what a fairy tale for him, but also just the Adelaide fans just loved it. And just proved again, he's just such a unique player. He's just a genuine match winner. He can go against the trend of the game. He scores so quickly, accelerates the game. He baffles the opposition bowlers. But I'm really interested in Reddy and Rishabh Pant's batting. What we saw last night, they're not going to be working singles. So it's going to be exhilarating batting. And if they don't go out, they're going to run. They're going to go and run a ball. So they'll accelerate the game. But equally, with that high quality batting taking on high quality bowling, it can lead to dismissals early. And we know the bottom three, no good for India. So if Australia get 2 wickets early, this is over before the first break.
We revel in the deeds of Travis Head. So it was his 14th century for his country across all formats. And there are tent poles here, aren't there? As the World Test Championship and the World Cup final, he bookended an Ashes series with vital centuries. He's the only player since the start of last summer to make 2 Test centuries for Australia. And he's done it in a must-win Test match when the pressure was at its absolute maximum.
Yeah, big game player. There's no doubt about that. And whatever happens in between that, I think Australia are comfortable with that, because I think Pat Cummins has got the best out of Travis Head. It's easy to forget in his early days of his career, he was in and out of this team, and there was questions around him because he was the vice-captain, then he wasn't the vice-captain, he got dropped, and obviously there's a few runs of scores where not quite what he hoped for. But I think this hierarchy's embraced that and thought, no, we see the positive in him being able to win us a game. If he can win us 1 in every 3 tests, or whatever that number is they think is good enough, they'll buy that. And they're reaping the rewards of that attitude with him now. And we're seeing it time and time again in the big matches. And yesterday was a big match. He gets knocked over early yesterday, and Australia were in a fair bit of trouble because Smith had been knocked over. Yeah, it would have been left to Labuschagne, who's obviously under a heap of pressure, and he responded well. But if Travis Head doesn't get 140, this test could be completely different.
I mean, for Travis Head's legacy, and let's hope it just continues till he retires. But you know, not many players inspire a change of the way that a former cricket's played. You know, we had Dean Jones in one-day cricket running between the wickets and forcing the outfielders to work hard. Michael Bevan ended up the finisher in one-day cricket. But baseball's based on Travis Head's batting in an Ashes series. So a whole nation... Stokes has said it many a time, going, well, why can't we all try and bat like that? Now, that they happen to have so many talented white ball cricketers that are turning it into red ball cricket, which we're seeing in this extraordinary test match against New Zealand at the moment, how much they accelerate the game. But that's all inspired by Travis Head's batting. That's amazing, isn't it?
It is. And to watch him yesterday, so he strikes everything hard. So he's proactive from the moment that it arrives and puts immediate pressure on the bowling side. And he's 63 off 83. But then he clicks up from... He's in 4th gear. And then he goes to warp speed and then to ludicrous speed. It's just... What he did between 63 and 140 yesterday is rare hitting.
Yeah, and I don't know how strategic it is, or he just goes with momentum, because I think the attack on Ashwin, I think he's hitting for more sixes than any other batsman. And in theory, it should be turning away from the left-hander, but he generally gets inside the line. If he happens to miss it, it won't go past him. But, you know, Ashwin could have really bogged us down yesterday, and the quicks could have, you know, attacked more and more. But he went for runs, Ashwin. I mean, he could have been the danger man. And then Rana, who's been quite impressive, well, he found out about Test match cricket yesterday because Head lined him up in that period, didn't he? And you could see the youngster, he just didn't know where to bowl. And in the end, he come over the wicket, and then he got smashed just as much.
Spot on. And you talk about strategy with Travis Head. I think a lot of his play is instinctive. That's what makes him so dangerous. He just plays on the feeling at the time. And as soon as he gets going and gets the juices going, he's going to keep running with it, because that's how he plays, and that's how he plays his best. But you talk about strategy yesterday, Rohit Sharma had a shocker, and not just with the bat, because the only time that Travis Head looked troubled was when they went upstairs to him and he swatted a few balls that went through the keeper and missed them. Well, teams have done that to him for prolonged periods of time. You think the Kiwis and even India did it here many moons ago, I think back in maybe 2017 or whenever they were here, 2018, and bounced him straight up to Rishabh Pant. There was no sustained effort with that yesterday, and maybe they just didn't have the petrol in the tank from the night before, but you'd have to question they got it wrong. Whereas Bumrah's tactics first test, completely different.
Yeah, actually, Trav mentioned it last night, which is interesting. He's just noted playing against India at the Oval in the Test Championship. When it's bouncy conditions that are doing a bit, they actually just go about trying to dismiss him in an orthodox manner. So there's less bounces and all that sort of stuff, and it hasn't worked. So, you know, those are 2 match-winning innings in 3 test matches against, you know, arguably the best test nation in the world. So, whereas that short ball tactic does confuse him a little bit. It does make him question, does he take it on? Does he take it on through the leg side? Often he'll get inside, you know, but then he does get caught down at third man. So I thought they'd just let Travis play on his own terms again.
The difference in the test match is pretty stark, isn't it? It's rather perfect. Is India batted for 4 hours in daylight, and then Australia had the twilight night. Australia batted for 4 and a bit out, and then India had the 2:20. Australia lost 1 wicket, India lost 5 wickets. There's the test match. Sometimes the pink ball test, you go, oh, that side just got the wrong end of... They just kept being on the wrong end of the clock. Both teams had the identical scenarios, and that's why Australia will win.
Yeah, I think we summed it up yesterday morning. India lost this test match, not because of their batting, because of what happened on the night of day 1 with the ball. That's where it was lost. Their lengths were way out of whack, way too short. And if you compare the pitch maps from what they bowled in Perth to here, it is chalk and cheese. And they paid the price for not taking 4 or 5 on that first night, because if that had been the case and Travis Head was one of those 4 or 5 wickets, this test is completely different. So where their bowlers were brilliant in Perth, they missed a trick here, and it was highlighted yesterday with the pitch maps. It was so clear. They were too wide, too short, and it's a wicket that's doing a bit. You've got to be hitting the stumps as much as you possibly can. And then they tried to do that yesterday first up. Look what happened. They got wickets.
And I think years ago you get away with it, but, you know, there was up to 14 millimetres in that first day-night test match against New Zealand. Gradually, Damien Hoff, the head grounds keeps just taken more and more off. So the night conditions aren't as extreme as they were even 3 years ago. So you actually have to get into that avenue of apprehension even more. You know, when there's 14 millimetres, you have more margin for error because the ball is just swinging and seaming excessively, even when you're bowling short of a length and it's flying through. So I really think the pitch has really improved. You know, you can get runs at night and score at a fair whack if they don't bowl well.
Spot on. Last night, 128 runs off 24 overs.
Yeah, cool.
That's unbelievable.
That didn't happen years ago.
No.
It was just wickets and no runs.
And that was predominantly under lights last night.
Yeah.
But they lost too many wickets, whereas obviously Australia got through it with 1 down.
So yesterday was the microcosm of the evolution of Test cricket. 51,000 people, day-night test, and we saw everything, right down to the outlandish shot-making of Rishabh Pant. So I was walking over the bridge day, you pick up little shards of conversation, and there was probably a woman in her early 70s, I reckon, just remarking to her husband, when was the last time our test match reached 5 days?
Yeah.
And he goes, we jammed 5 days worth of action into 1 day yesterday. And Test cricket is played at warp speed now around the world, and it sort of feels like we're past the point of no return. Whatever the next iteration of Test cricket is, we're in it, and it's not going to revert.
Yeah, I don't know where can they go from there. Maybe Rishabh Pant like shots in the first over of a Test match. I mean, where do we go? But yeah, it's starting on a Friday, finishing maybe on a Sunday, you know, late Sunday is almost ideal, isn't it? But because everything's packed in, the run rates are more, the bowlers are striking quicker. You know, who cares if it's only a 3-day test match, but it's action-packed all the way through, and all skills get a bit of a benefit. You know, Ashwin was still getting turned yesterday. You talked about they're losing wickets, but the run rate was insane in that last session last night. So it's enthralling. It's gripping test match. It's so great to call, isn't it? It's a great luxury for us. And then, you know, you throw up things like Pant and Reddy last night. Just wonderful. Can't wait for this first hour.
If they get through the first hour, it's going to be an entertaining day, because these two, you know, if these two happen to get 50 or 60 or 70 each, which they're both capable of. We saw Reddy bat beautifully in Perth, and we know what Rishabh Pant can do in this in this country, given his previous history here. So if they win the first hour, it's going to be an interesting day's play again.
Well, they can be 30 or 40 runs ahead in the first hour. That's how quick they score.
Yeah. Has Mohamed Siraj got a date with a match referee, do you think?
I think so, because it wasn't a great look. Travis Head played beautifully. Look, I know Siraj personally. I've coached him at IPL at RCB. He's a lovely young kid. And what we've seen of him in Australia so far, previous tour and now here, he's a very skillful bowler. He found it tough in this test match because he didn't bowl at his best that first night and his lengths were wrong. But I think what we saw yesterday was just a brain fade. I don't think that was planned. It just came out. He was frustrated with the way he's been bowling. It happened, and I think he was remorseful because when you look at his next dismissal, can't remember which one it was, the tail enders, might have been Stark, chip one to mid-off. He did not say boo. I think he was sheepish after what happened with Head, and I think as long as he apologises to Head personally and says, look, it was a brain fade, I think, like, give him a slap on the wrist and make sure it doesn't happen again, because it wasn't a great look, but he is still a youngster, and you know, if he's remorseful, then he gets a reprieve.
Yeah, 30 years ago, you'd think nothing of it. You know, well, that's a bit of bad taste. You know, just doing that, move on. But this generation doesn't cop with that, and you can hear that from Travis Head's words. And he's been on the borderline last tour, Siraj, and in Perth even. He's appealing where he just runs down and doesn't appeal to the umpire. I thought that was outlawed. Yeah. Even when I was playing, you weren't allowed to do that, but he doesn't seem to be pulled up. So nothing too serious, but just a little bit of a re-hedging of the way that you're playing. And it was a magnificent delivery to end a magnificent dismissal, and that's what we should be talking about.
And it should have been him patting him on the back saying, well played, mate. And that would have been perfect way for that to play out. But unfortunately, he had a brain fade, and it was a poor look. So Travis Head's got every right to be aggrieved. He was very well, he was restrained. I'm not sure I could have been as restrained as Travis Head in that situation.
Yeah. There's an interesting element and Head's proactively called it out in the aftermath of the day's play. So I'd like to think we don't play like that. And it was just, I found that interesting against the backdrop as some of the commentary out of Perth was Australia needs to get back to the snarly old ways. This team does not believe in that at all.
Yeah.
I love them for it.
So, well, we don't like hypocrites. We don't like inconsistencies. And we go back to the Ashes last time. The Bairstow run out. England bring up the spirit of cricket, in particular Ben Stokes. The last test match, Stephen Smith hits a catch to him. He drops the ball in trying to celebrate. You can see he's frustrated. He's dropped the ball. He gets talked into going upstairs. He had a chance to go, hang on, spirit of cricket, I did not control that ball. So that's what irritates people. It might irrigate them, is hypocrisy. And the Australians, they got a lot of criticism in Perth that, ruthlessness, let's get into their face like India. They've just played their way. They said everything right coming into the test match, and guess what they've done? They've backed it up. They've been classy on and off the field.
The pitch report for Charisma Potatoes. Start cooking with Charisma Potatoes with 25% less carbs. What did you see down there today, Simon?
Yeah, it looks a lot drier. The pitch is certainly lightened up in colour, and there's still those prominent lines down the wicket that are a lot greener. So I don't know whether there's any sort of cracking under there, because it wasn't overly hot yesterday. So
and not today.
And not today. It's sort of mid-20s. So, it still looks a really good surface.
It's only day 3, isn't it? So we'll never find out. Is one of the questions, would we see cracks open up yesterday for the first time?
Yeah, I thought day 5 might get back to a little bit of that traditional
All the more
Adelaide.
reason why we should play a third innings, Brett.
Should we go there? Let's have a third innings. I'm up for it.
I'm not ready for this to be over. So there's going to be 30+ thousand here today.
Oh,
they're going to end up with a terrific crowd, and hopefully we see some cricket at length, but then the social side of it will take over.
But they're set up for it. We were talking about that last night. Other venues, if they've got the opportunity, like whatever happens up in Brisbane, really have a look what they do here in Adelaide. If you're building a new stadium, to have that almost outside the arena where what, 15,000 people can continue to party. They can watch the cricket. They can come in and out. Is absolutely sensational. So, yeah, even if it does finish early, that'll be packed out there in the Marquee.
It will.
How good's the cricket, they'll say?
Damien, Fleming and Simon Katich set us up for day 3 here in Adelaide. Bharat, Sundaresan, Pete Lalor, and we're going to talk to Travis Head before Australia heads back onto the field. 5 for 128, India trailing by 29 runs. Our pre-match is for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX and for Beaumont Tiles for Tylers.
Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
Get ready for the festive season with fantastic furniture. For those unexpected last-minute guests, you might need an extra dining chair or table. Shop in-store or online and discover your fantastic today.
Did you know you can watch all your favourite SEN shows on YouTube? Subscribe today.
Blinders for country blinds. They say catches win matches, but a blinder can be the stuff of legends forever remembered. David Boone's blinder against England in 1994 gave Shane Warne his first hat-trick. Diving to his left, Booney never looked like dropping it as he snaffled a blinder millimetres off the ground.
That's a hat-trick to Shane Warne. What a catch by David Boone.
Country blinds, curtains and shutters. Call Country First.
For a zero-alcohol beer that looks, smells and tastes like beer without the booze, it's a simple yeah, nah. It's the beer everyone can enjoy this summer without the worry of overdoing it and making a deal of yourself. Because yeah, nah is all about yeah to having fun with your mates and nah to the consequences. And most importantly, yeah to great tasting beer and nah to the hangover. Play on this summer with yeah, nah. Available in Coles and Coles online supermarkets.
Yeah, nah, yeah, nah. Have you heard the news? Beaumont Tiles, your favourite tile and bathroom specialist, now ranges engineered timber, laminate, vinyl and hybrid flooring. If you're looking for a quick and easy reno and want to save between 20 to 25% on hybrid flooring, get into your local participating Beaumont store today. It's all in stock and ready to go. Yes, you heard right. Beaumont Tiles now ranges all hard flooring. You'll be happy you chose Beaumont's.
Installing or upgrading an irrigation system? Handle it yourself with Nutrien Water's DIY home irrigation designs. When you buy the parts to install or upgrade an irrigation system, Nutrien Water's team can provide a free design plan that's professional and easy to follow. And with only the highest quality products from Hunter Industries and specialist guidance from the Nutrien Water team, your new irrigation system will be ready in no time. Visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au/design to download the free planner and fill in the form.
There are millions of energy-sucking exit signs everywhere that require regular maintenance and wasteful replacement. Smarter Light's Australian-made environmental exit signs reduce your carbon footprint because they are super low energy and have no batteries. Even better, they have a 16-year life with no maintenance required. They're National Construction Code compliant and save businesses and communities many millions. Good for you, good for the planet. Smarter Light environmental exit signs. Visit smarterlight.com.au.
For over a decade, Junheinrich has led the way in lithium-ion technology for material handling. Compared to lead-acid, lithium-ion batteries save up to 20% in both energy efficiency and CO2 emissions. They deliver long run times, faster charging speeds, and a service life 3 times longer than traditional alternatives, which will hit you for 6. German-engineered, Junheinrich is your trusted partner in safe, efficient, and sustainable material handling. Visit junheinrich.com.au or call 131 687.
Local legends at your cricket club come in all shapes and sizes, just like the cars and trucks at Budget Car and Truck Rentals. And thanks to SEN, they're running a local legends competition. Visit iCanWin.com.au, nominate your local legend, and you could win big for your cricket club, including 4K cash, an appearance from a Strikers player, and an SEN SA outside broadcast at your club. Moving house? Use the team that's easy and affordable. Budget Car and Truck Rental, 13 27 27.
At Ozito, we know for you it's about leaving your mark. With over 100 tools for your home and garden, all powered by one battery to make it happen. Because when it comes to getting things done, do it yourself. Do it with Ozito. Do you.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care, taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket. The Pre-Match Show, the Isuzu D-Max, Live Reinvigorating, and Beaumont Tyres. Beaumont's Trade Club saves tyres every time. How's that?
You'd imagine the Test match resolves on day 3 here in Adelaide. It's a little overcast. It's expected to be in the mid-20s, but certainly not threatening in any way. And the sense of bonhomie, you've got to be in early today to see the best of the action if you've bought a ticket. So 30,000, I would imagine, have set themselves up for Sunday. We'll see what they get. Our pre-match is for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX and for Beaumont Tiles for Tyler's. Let's get into the good oil, shall we? There's plenty to debate in what we've seen so far. It's just a bit edgy. Tempers just a little bit frayed after, well, halfway. We're not quite at the halfway mark of the second test. A series of 5. The good oil is for Cobram Estate Australian extra virgin olive oil. Bharat, Sundaresan, welcome.
Thanks, Gerard. It generally is in the second test of an India-Australia series that things heat up. There are on-field incidents. Go back to 2017. Pune was a great test match, but it was in Bangalore where the brain fade happened. And it just looks like, just listening to things on the ground here and what I'm hearing from India, yeah, the things are heating up for sure.
All right, we'll delve there in a moment. Our correspondent from the Exeter, Pete Lalor. Hello, Pete.
Good on you, Gerard Whateley. Good morning. What a wonderful third day we have in Adelaide. Hey, I woke up to the sound of St Peter's bells ringing at the cathedral behind the ground. Kitty and I have just been up and addressed the University Cricket Club. Last night was a sea of beer and cricket at the Exeter. God, I love this test match.
Yeah. A sense of deep satisfaction in what we'd all witnessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's buzzing around that day. And for my mind, I don't think I've ever seen a crowd so parochial, so involved, so excited about their own guy outside of India. Yep. I genuinely think, and it's coming from, you know, these are the SACA members, for God's sake. I mean, they're fired up on Pims and fine wine out the back. And this is probably the first time in history that marquee area would have emptied on a Saturday. Yep. That was a mosh pit down there. A mosh pit of Adelaide members, and I'm picturing a different kind of Adelaide developing. The last few years, you know, the Indian population in South Australia has doubled. In fact, now the Indian population is second only to the free settlers who came here early, Gerard, not like my Irish relatives who came out in shackles. But I'm picturing a Adelaide Oval in the future with the Indian fans in the opposite stand, opposite to the members' stand, because it's going to take a while for them to filter across into the members' natural selection and all of that. And it's going to be a great place to watch these kind of contests. And I'm also getting the feeling that, you know, we talk about it a lot, and we've talked about it for years, of the India-Australia rivalry being equal to the Australia-England rivalry. How do you get bigger than yesterday? How is next summer going to be bigger than yesterday? How is next summer's Ashes test at Adelaide going to be bigger than this test?
Yes, it will be. There'll be 20,000 Englishmen to combat the 30,000 Australians. That's what you'll get. But your point is so well. The sound of yesterday at the end of that middle session is... Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That's what you feel in India. Sometimes that's the worst of it in England, in the Ashes series you lived through, but it was here, wasn't it?
It was here, and in this test, the Indian fans probably haven't had a chance to engage with their players, but they did in Perth, and it was a difference. Yeah. Virat wrote about the sound of the Indian success in Perth versus Australian success in Perth is quite different.
And it also sounds different, doesn't it? That Indian roar is so different because it stays. It's a din. Whereas when it's an Australian crowd, their cheers and their noise is different. And I think you're so right about the whole rivalry thing. Because then I always refer to the Ashes as a rivalry where you're always looking at the past. And you kind of know what to expect. I mean, you know there will be 20,000 Barmy Army fans. You know what they'll be chanting. But it's still exciting. But with the India-Australia rivalry, it's the rivalry of the present, but also the rivalry of the future. Because more and more Indian expats will come into this country, and you're right, it'll be divided. And the Indians also like the sun, so they like sitting in the eastern stand. So
Very nice. Thought it was only mad dogs and Englishmen.
All right, so do we have ourselves a bin fire over the confrontation, the Siraj send-off of Head?
Oh, very much so. The way I described it in my column was the timing of it. I said Siraj doing that to Head at the Adelaide Oval is like him walking into Mike Tyson's house and punching him in the face, because that's how the crowd reacted, and that's how Travis Head reacted. I think it all started with what Travis said on TV, I think, down there, before he came to the press conference, and that was the first question thrown at him. And I thought he took responsibility for his reaction, and he said, that's not how I like to conduct myself. And probably it was the fact that there was no lead up to it. It's not that they were at each other throughout the innings and then there was the send-off. It kind of came from nowhere. My take on that was there was something lost in translation, because you can actually lip read Travis Head go well bowled. And he did the same to Harshit Rana in the first innings or the second innings in Perth as well. And then clearly Siraj, in the heat of the moment, he'd just been hit for 6, doesn't hear him or something's lost, and he gives him a send-off. And that's when Travis Head reacts. And he must have talked about it at least 4 or 5 different times in the press conference, where he said, no, I mean, I am not proud of how I reacted as well. But having said that, I will defend myself. But now, the way it's blown over in India is he made it a big deal. He should not have spoken so much about it in the press conference. He should have let things be out there. And then it's become, oh, look at the Aussies, the whole pot calling the kettle black. They've done this to our players for so long. One Indian fast bowler gives them a send-off, and look how they're blowing it over.
It's not the first time that Siraj has misunderstood what's being said to him in the crowd, if you're to believe, you know, the stories out of that 21 incident where he thought he was being racially abused in Sydney and he wasn't. And look, I have some sympathy for him on that level. I'm told he's a very humble and sweet guy, but he is a very angry cricketer. I don't mind a little bit of aggression out there. I remember when Kevin Peterson said to Shane Warne at the start of the 06-07, or one of those Ashes series, I thought we were mates. And Warne said, yeah, we are, but this is cricket, mate. You know, I don't mind it. That's why I don't mind seeing Kohli have a little bit of a dig at McSweeney and getting under his skin and things like that. But send-offs, just no. I just don't like the send-off. But you're telling me that Siraj misinterpreted it, but Siraj is prone to that red mist, and he kind of plays on that edge, doesn't he? So we're going to get that stuff. I can't see him mellowing out like Virat has over the years, although Virat has still stayed in touch with his inner angry, but you know what? It's a minor bin fire. I think it'll like, you know, thousands of voices on social media talking about it, particularly coming from the subcontinent.
It is. Yeah.
But I don't want it to distract from just how extraordinary Travis's achievement was. And I mean, maybe I would say this because I'm an Australian, but Travis Head does not strike me as an angry kind of guy, or the guy to even bring on a situation like that. Travis is pretty bloody laid back, mate. Yeah.
These things don't affect him at all. So probably one of the first times I've seen anyone give Travis Head a send-off. For me, it's also a sign of how he's become the most feared batter for this Indian team, with good reason as well, the kind of innings he's played. Yeah. And Moni Morkel you rarely, when it's a bowling coach and you ask about a specific player and said, did you plan extra for him? They'll always say, no, we plan equally for everyone. But Moni Morkel said, yeah, especially before this test, based on how he batted in Perth and of his record here, we did spend a lot of time talking about him. So,
he is provocative in one way. He's just brutal on your bowling. I mean, he just leaps upon you. You know, he punishes those little flaws in your character. He must be a hard bloke to bowl to. I think I'd get the red mist bowling to him. And he had been hit six the previous ball. The batter says something to him. He doesn't understand it. Gives the send off. I don't know. I don't think that there needs to be any match referee involvement. I think they should be spoken to about it. But that's enough. It's not the worst things I've seen on a cricket field.
It's an Indian cricketer. The match referee will have just a quiet word with him, Peter. It won't blow up. but I can't see it like becoming an issue on the field, though, Gerard. I mean, these guys know each other so well. There might be these pair incidents. I don't think we'll see a repeat of 2017 and the ugliness around that series ever again.
Well, I lived through the ugliness of Monkeygate, and I never want to see series getting like that again. Yeah.
So Travis Head, Steves, the trilogy of centuries here at Adelaide Oval, the first two against the West Indies, so this rates by far and away above those, but what, 2 centuries in a calendar year here at the ground?
No, and for 27-year wait for a South Australian to make 100 after Greg blew it. And I remember doing a chat with Greg Blewett last summer, or 2 summers ago, the day after Travis Head had made the 100, and he spoke about the pressure of being that South Australian, that the whole state kind of rallies around, and what it did to him after that 100. He started floating in air, Greg Blewett said. I thought I was at the same level as Brian Lara. That's why Lara and I remained friends. I was brought down to earth very quickly, he says, but Travis said but each 100 has been better than the last. And that's what we're seeing. Like, you speak about how difficult a batter he used to bowl at. But the control that he has in terms of his game awareness, the way he played Bumrah early on and attacked everyone else, killed everyone else, the way he attacked Ashwin early on, I think that's where why he's become so feared. He breaks teams, he breaks matches. There are superstars around him, and Steve Smith and Manas and all the others, but he's the cult hero, and he's the guy who really in the last 18 or so months has won more matches for Australia across formats than anyone else.
I'd like to ask Adelaide listeners if they could ring in and say that they don't have a story about Travis Head, because every person I meet from Adelaide, he's kind of everyone's favourite neighbour, you know. All morning at the University Cricket Club, everyone's talking about Heady this, Heady that, Heady at the golf club, Heady paid for my drinks. Did you know that time Heady when he was 18 years old? Yeah.
It's a great quality, isn't it? And his image has adorned all the posters around town in the build-up to this Test match, and he's delivered against that. All right, we'll see you during the day. Is this going to be rapid, or could it tease us for a while?
Get back to me after Rishabh Pant's out.
Yes, that's right. All right. The good oil for Cobram Estate, Australia's most awarded extra virgin olive oil. Bharat, Sundaresan and Pete Lawler setting us up. Travis Head is about to join us. SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Holiday in every way with Royal Caribbean, and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services.
Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
Blinders for country blinds. They say catches win matches, but a blinder can be the stuff of legends forever remembered. Glenn McGrath's blinder against England in 2002 saw him dive at full stretch, taking the ball just above the turf. One of the best outfield catches in Ash's memory to remove the dangerous Michael Vaughan.
Really gone for that one. There's a chance in the outfield. Oh, and what a very good catch.
Country blinds, curtains and shutters. Call Country First.
Nothing says Aussie summer like an ice-cold Bundaberg ginger beer. Coupled with backyard barbecues, sunshine and your mates. Bundaberg ginger beer is a true blue brew, a quintessential classic. Craft brewed over 3 days using real Aussie ginger, and a traditional family recipe which has been perfected over 4 generations. Treat yourself this summer to the great Australian brew, Bundaberg ginger beer.
Through 100 years, New Farm has gone through thick and thin with Australian farmers. Through protection, through innovation, through growth. All so that Australian farmers are there for Australia. Because when you choose New Farm's crop protection solutions, you choose to support Australian jobs, Australian innovation and a strong Australian supply chain. Through our partnership, we're tougher together. Visit newfarm.com.au. New Farm, Australian through and through.
Looking for a super fund that is halal and affordable? Get Halal Super from Hijaz Financial Services. We help Australians invest their super while your funds remain true to your values. Hijaz Financial Services, keeping halal super affordable. HijazFS.com.au. This information is provided by Hijaz Financial Advisors Proprietary Limited, AFSL 517686, and Hijaz Islamic Credit Solutions Proprietary Limited, ACL 480542, and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs.
Have you heard the news? Beaumont Tiles, your favourite tile and bathroom specialist, now ranges engineered timber, laminate, vinyl and hybrid flooring. If you're looking for a quick and easy reno and want to save between 20 to 25% on hybrid flooring, get into your local participating Beaumont store today. It's all in stock and ready to go. Yes, you heard right. Beaumont Tiles now ranges all hard flooring. You'll be happy you chose Beaumont's.
This holiday season, feel the magic of sound with Sonos. From home theatre to headphones, Sonos has everything you need for the ultimate sound experience. Whether you're watching the match, hosting friends and family, or heading home for the holidays, Sonos elevates the festivities with perfectly clear and immersive sound you can feel all around. A smart speaker from Sonos is also a no-brainer gift for everyone on your list. Visit sonos.com to learn more and shop.
If you drive a European car, make it stop as well as it goes. Bendix's Euro Plus disc brake rotors are designed specifically for European vehicles and feature high carbon metallurgy for superior braking. Their SwiftFit protective coating also inhibits corrosion, so rotors will look great for longer. A direct replacement for OE rotors and tested to strict European standards, Bendix's Euro Plus disc brake rotors are the perfect choice for discerning owners. Bendix, put your foot down with confidence.
Trust is crucial for any tradie. Trusting your tools to nail the job. Trusting your team to deliver top-notch work.
Hey, mate.
And of course, trusting your best mate to lend a paw. For insurance, IMAR has been trusted by tradies for over 35 years. We work hard finding you the right cover, chasing your claims and getting you back on the job fast. For tradies insurance you can trust, give IMAR a whistle on 13IMAR.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
When play resumes today, India 5 for 128, still trailing by 29 runs, but Part and Reddy will be at the crease. Our pre-match is for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX, and for Beaumont Tiles, for Tylers, the man of the hour is Travis Heads. We're heading down inside the Australian camp here for Smarter Lights. Adam Collins, Bharat Sundaresan with Travis Head.
Travis Head, man of the moment. Thanks for joining SEN Test Cricket. How special, glorious Saturday afternoon, hitting 100 like that.
Yeah, incredible day. You don't rock up expecting to do. We hope to do things like that, but you never expect it. Like I said, it's been playing well. Feel like I'm moving well. Nice to walk out to a place that you know well and know the places where I score well, and we're able to get the balls in the right areas and take advantage of that. Ride a bit of luck here and there and work through problems and problem solve on the go and different moments of the game. So very pleased.
3 tons in a row at your home ground. You know, when you walk through that gate, the freedom you displayed, it's such a gift that you can play that way. Do you kind of appreciate that you can do things that other people can't at the moment?
No, I don't think I can do things that people can't. I think you've seen Rishabh late in the day. I can't do things like that.
We'll come to him.
But no, look, it's a fabulous place to play. I really enjoy playing here, and I think the wicket suits me. I feel like, my back foot play and where I score on this wicket in particular, I always find it tough to drive. Tough to hit it straight back past the bowler, which suits me because I don't get it past the bowler very often. So, look, my blueprint's really sound around here, and it's been nice it's hard to imagine that there's 3 in a row, but it's special.
And the added joy of having baby Harrison here as well with your wife, Jess. I mean, they're memories that'll last a lifetime for your family.
Yeah, it was amazing having them there and share the moment when we got home. So it was nice, though. Those two were still up. Miller was fast asleep. But, it'll be nice to look back on. It was nice to have everyone here. I'm sure there's going to be another big crowd today. It's been an incredible few days. Not only having the family here, but all my friends, and to have 50 and 51,000 here in the last couple of days has been huge.
And just lastly on the celebration, the helmet on the bat handle, was there any specific meaning to that?
No, that's the in-house one with a few different people. So that was a gag a couple of years ago, and then I'm just running with it. So, a bit of fun.
This thing you have with India, Trav, I mean, you keep pooping their parties or whatever the right expression is. Do you just feel comfortable, like, you get those teams, right? You always walk out there and you kind of understand the bowling and everything else?
I said it before. I said you can have really good days and have some bad days, and it just happens to be that we play India a hell of a lot. So we have played them a lot over the last few years. It's been nice to be in form. I reckon they had my number at the start of my career. I found it really difficult against them. But like you said, walking out the bat and knowing that you face guys a lot, especially in the last sort of 18, 24 months, and we've played a lot of series, a lot of games against each other. It helps knowing what's coming. That's never ever guaranteed of runs. Every time I go out of bat, it's still the same question marks in my mind, and making sure I go out and play well because they're a high quality team. I ride some luck yesterday. I felt like I batted better probably in Perth than I did yesterday, and it's amazing how the runs differ. So nice to contribute again.
You're not a batter who gets send-offs very often, Trav. So, I mean, a lot has been spoken about it. But just like, if I could take you back into that moment, your reaction, and you spoke about it in the press conferences where you took responsibility for your thing. But can you just take us, like, what happened and exactly how you reacted to it?
Yeah, I guess one night you sleep on it, it's probably going to get swept on the rug, I hope, after a good day today. But like I said, it took me by surprise, and I've joked with him. I joke with him a lot and chat to him, and it didn't really see that coming. And his first reaction was I sort of went, "Oh, bold mate, like, come on," like. And then when he sort of sent me the sheds, I had my reaction. Like I said, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm probably a little bit disappointed in the way I reacted. I probably could have laughed it off as I do normally and just got on with it and let that be it. But it got the better of me sometimes, and it's an emotional game, and I want to stand up for myself. And I was a bit disappointed in the reaction of him, but that's how it is. So I'm sure it'll be fine today, and it's nothing to really worry about.
And now there's clips of Bumrah celebration after he got you out in Perth. But then, I also saw pictures of you and Virat like arm in arm after that Perth test. So just your relationship with the Indian players is still the same as it was?
Yeah, I said the relationships are really good. I had a quiet word with Virat about certain things in terms of that, but it's the relationships are really good off the field. And for me, like I said, during the innings, they are fine. So, like I said last night, if I'm going to get reactions like that when I get out, I'd rather them go at me the whole time. It's the ones where they're out of the blue and sort of, you can't do much once you're out. And at least I can probably stand up for myself or etc. when I'm batting, and if they come, and whatever way they go. Normally for me it's laughing at them and having a joke, and I can't get anything out of Jasper. Normally get a little bit out of everyone, and had some fun with Ash yesterday, but when he was bowling, and in terms of where I was lying up with the stumps and what he thought I'd seen, and I don't know what I'm doing when I'm batting, so let alone tell him. So some good little conversations as they go, and nothing untoward, and that's why probably yesterday surprised me a little bit, and then got the reaction that I did, which is no one really wants to see that in the game, and that's what I said last night. I feel like both teams can probably represent themselves a little bit better and respect each other a little bit more in those situations, and we move on.
All three of your quicks did a great job last night. You're in a strong position, returning today with Rishabh Pant, who we touched on before, and Nitish Kumar Reddy. They present a different kind of challenge, don't they, the way they play the game?
Yeah, they do, and the scoreboard moved quickly last night. It's only 30 runs now in arrears, and I felt like the way we bowled, but they come out aggressive, and credit to them. Quite easily could have been 5 wickets, and we could have been here 80 runs in the bank still, but they took us on, so they get closer to that score, and vital to hopefully break one of them open early. We can have dangerous out together, but I feel like if we can hopefully knock one over this morning, get Ashwin in, then we can hopefully just keep the other guy quiet at the other end and work through that tail. So definitely important first 20-30 minutes this morning.
Travis, indeed, that's right. Travis Head, congratulations. A special day yesterday on Saturday, and good luck today.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Travis Head with Adam Collins and Bharat Sundaresan. Thanks to Smarter Light, 80% less energy and carbon usage, battery free, always compliant, huge savings. Smarter Light environmental exit signs. The ground is being cleared, and we will soon be into action. Warm-ups are coming to their close for Ream. Ream, Australia's favourite hot water, that's steady, hot and strong. There's a women's one-dayer between Australia and India being played. Australia 8 for 371 through 50 overs. A century to Georgia Vole in her second ODI, and Elise Perry matched that. She top scored with 105. So an awesome batting performance from the Australians, who are already 1-0 up in that series. The Women's Ashes is later this summer. See Australia ignite in the Women's Ashes from January 12 to February 2. Search Ashes tickets. action. Day 3 from Adelaide Oval. Coming up next on SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Holiday in every way with Royal Caribbean, and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services.
Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
What's faster than a pace bowler with the new ball? Travel Money Oz. When travelling overseas, you can order the currency you need online and have it delivered in person that day. Kind of like pizza delivery, but with foreign cash. T&Cs apply. Visit travelmoneyoz.com for info.
Gerard Whateley here. You've probably heard me broadcasting the Super Bowl, AFL and Test Cricket on SEN. There's no better feeling than being there live at these events, and now you can too with pay.com.au. If you're a business, simply pay your bills using pay.com.au, and for every business expense, you'll earn points to use on exclusive events, business class travel and more. Join more than 30,000 business owners and get rewarded for your business payments. Search pay.com.au today.
I'm just going to go to the bar. Do you want another one?
What, now? Now something's going to happen here, mate. He's peppering his off stump.
Won't be long this time. Oh, come on. Hurry up. So many people. Oh, no, what happened? Was that a wicket?
Spending more time queuing for drinks than watching the game? You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
Have you heard the news? Beaumont Tiles, your favourite tile and bathroom specialist, now ranges engineered timber, laminate, vinyl and hybrid flooring. If you're looking for a quick and easy reno and want to save between 20 to 25% on hybrid flooring, get into your local participating Beaumont store today. It's all in stock and ready to go. Yes, you heard right. Beaumont Tiles now ranges all hard flooring. You'll be happy you chose Beaumont's.
For a high-performance flexible lay-flat hose you can use for all types of irrigation, check out Flowmaster. With a unique fine weave, one-piece construction maximising reeler capacity, it's constructed from a circular woven high-tenacity polyester reinforcement designed to fit a wide range of coupling types, perfect for slurry disposal to land. With easy deployment and retrieval time after time, you'll enjoy Flowmaster's long service life, minimal maintenance and low operating costs. Drop into your local Nutrien Water store or visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au.
G'day, you've reached Jimbo. I'm currently road tripping up the coast. Leave a message.
Jimbo, it's Monty. In a bit of a pickle, and I could really use your Hilux. I promised this Ludwig guy I'd help move his grand piano. Turns out it's $2,000 for my ute. The thing weighs a heap. Anyway, if you wouldn't mind making a detour, I'd love to get this thing to the Opera House ASAP. Call me back?
Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Local legends at your cricket club come in all shapes and sizes. Just like the cars and trucks at Budget Car and Truck Rentals. And thanks to SEN, they're running a local legends competition. Visit iCanWin.com.au, nominate your local legend and you could win big for your cricket club, including $4,000 cash, an appearance from a Strikers player and an SEN SA outside broadcast at your club. Moving house? Use the team that's easy and affordable. Budget Car and Truck Rental, 13 27 27.
Next time you're refueling your car, look out for Sonny the Kookaburra at your local Sunrise. That's how you know you're dealing with a trusted and independent local store. There's over 1,200 Sunrise stores Australia-wide. Visit newsunrise.com.au and do what the locals do.
Look out for the Sunrise. Enjoy local service delivered with a friendly smile. Look out for the Sunrise. Enjoy local choices, the best within a country mile.
We're about to get back into the cricket and had you ordered foreign cash delivery with Travel Money Oz at the start of this ad break, your currency would already be on its way. Now that's fast like a pace bowler. T&Cs apply. Visit travelmoneyoz.com for info.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket. The first session for MEGT. Build a winning team with apprenticeship experts.
It's a session that will see India batting in a few minutes' time. 5 for 128. 29 runs in arrears. Part's on 28. Reddy is on 15. In Australia on the hunt to level the series. The weather here in Adelaide for Beacon Trade, a tradies key partner in lighting, fans and electrical. It's 24 degrees. It's cloudy with patches of blue sky. The top is 25 and it'll get sunnier as the afternoon progresses. The pitch update for Mole Map. Get a Mole Map 1 check. 2 experts. It's been rolled at the moment. It is not the reason that this test match will resolve in 3 days. It's been just fine. And we'll never quite know what it might have done if we got through 4 or even 5 days. There's a lot of cricket happening right now, so let's settle in. Simon Katich, welcome back.
Good afternoon, Gerard, all our listeners.
Let's work through some of these scores, shall we? Because there's some intriguing cricket being played. Tom Morris with the good oil, thanks to Cobram Estate. Let's start in New Zealand.
Let's go to Wellington, where England has defeated New Zealand by 323 runs. This was the most Bazball declaration, potentially of the lot. With 2.5 days remaining, they said, no, let's have a bowl. And they bowled New Zealand out in the 4th innings for 259. Now, Tom Blundell made a ton, but earlier in the day, Joe Root made his 36th Test century, and he brought it up with a very Joe Root shot, the same shot as we saw Rishabh Pant play yesterday. So that series now is 2-0 as they head to Hamilton on Saturday. England making light work of New Zealand, who made light work of India. So it's interesting the way world cricket works, doesn't it, Cato?
It's a roller coaster at the moment. There's no form lines. You just can't tip with any sort of certainty at the moment.
It makes the New Zealand whitewash of India just even more gloriously peculiar. That will never make any sense, and it just stands there to be admired, not rationalised. It does, like, the big 4 and their Test centuries is such an interesting read now. Joe Root, 36. Kane Williamson, 32. Steve Smith, 32. Virat Kohli, 30. And just the surge that Williamson and Root have had over the past few years to take their place at the top of that list.
Yeah, Root's the one. And he's thriving now in this new sort of regime of Bazball. I think initially he probably found it tricky because he's so good at building hundreds, can sort of the conventional way. But now it's sort of taken his game to another level where he's playing these reverse ramps. And yes, it's cost him at times, but there's also this freedom where he's putting pressure on the bowlers. The big challenge for him, though, he still hasn't got one in this country. And that's why Darren Lehmann said what he said.
Dizzy Gillespie's rung the Bradshaw bell here in anticipation of the day's play. Shield cricket.
Shield cricket, wow. What a game that's developing at the MCG with Damien Fleming's Victorians, who require 131 runs to win with 5 wickets in hand. So Peter Handscomb's 50 not out. Mitchell Perry is 20 not out. That's against Queensland, and that is very much game on. Earlier in the day, probably the significant individual score is Marcus Harris made a duck to follow in from his first innings score of 41. There's also a New South Wales match that's happening at against WA. Now, this game didn't get much cricket, if any cricket, yesterday because of a wet outfield. So Sam Constas, in the end, was dismissed for 82. Curtis Patterson, the forgotten man of Australian Test cricket, given his record in a very short stint at the top level, is 92 not out, and New South Wales lead WA by 114 runs with 4 wickets remaining. So there's plenty of action going on around the grounds, and the women's game you just mentioned as well. Elise Perry becoming the first female cricketer to make 7,000 international runs and take 300 international wickets across all formats.
Amazing. Amazing. Did we do Tasmania and South Australia?
No, we didn't. Don't forget about the Tasmanians, and don't forget about the South Australians, that's for sure. South Australia lead Tasmania at the moment by 332 runs with 8 wickets remaining. Always an eye on this South Australian batting order at the moment, especially with Henry Hunt. Well, he made 31 in the second innings after a ton in the first. Jason Sanger is 12 not out. Tasmania were bowled out for 203, so South Australia well and truly in control of that one.
Excellent. Tom Morris keeping us abreast of what's happening around the country and indeed around the world. The Australians are out in the middle of Adelaide Oval. Rishabh Pant and Nitish Kumar Reddy striding out as well. Bright conditions. I wonder what we'll see. Our experts for 4 and 20 pies, Australia's original fan food. Damien Fleming is in for the first ball of the day as well. Hello to you, Flem.
Gentlemen, listeners.
All right, let's all take a stab. What happens?
Aussies chase 52, and can they take the extra half an hour to get the runs?
Yep.
They'll do it in one session.
Okay. Simon?
We've seen everything this test.
Yeah.
So I'm backing a Rishabh Pant 100.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
What's Australia chasing?
Ooh, if he gets 100, that's another 70. If Reddy gets 50, Australia chasing 130.
Oh, I'm in for that. That's great sport.
Gerard?
I might split the difference. Australia chases 75.
Is that a Rishabh Pant 100 in a session?
Can I just say
Probably.
what I'm not up for is Australia wins by an innings. I don't want this test match finished in half an hour.
No, and already, impressive crowd. Knowing that it's unlikely to be a full day's cricket. Sun's out. Two excellent teams going hard. I wouldn't mind seeing at least half a day's cricket.
Yeah. Mitch Starc, 9 overs, no maidens, 1 for 49. He's going to start the attack from the cathedral end. Rishabh Pant is 28 from 25. I think what more could he do? Only if he decided to swallow swords could he do more than what he showed us last night. Beautiful day conditions. A lovely afternoon in Adelaide. A huge crowd in for the first ball of the day. Starc bowls, Pant leaves through to Carey. Good carry.
Having a cider.
Well, it was interesting last night. He looked in most trouble when he played conventionally, and because the ball was just doing enough. As soon as he started playing those audacious shots, he looked like there was no chance they were going to get out.
Well, that is the type of ball he could run down the pitch to.
Yeah. Just didn't decide to do it today, first ball.
2 slips, 2 gullies. So Marnus has moved out of third and into a fine gully. McSweeney is by his side. Nathan Lyon is at a deep backward point. Starc, Rishabh dances down the pitch, has a swing, nicks off. All the Australians thought he nicked off. The umpire disagrees. Pat Cummins is going to go and find out.
Carey said, yep.
We saw it yesterday. Pant on the advance, swinging from ear to ear.
Marnus put his finger up as if it's out, but we know.
Yeah. There was definitely a noise on the way through.
But was it bat? Did he hit the ground?
Right. This is
I'd Starc, he's not confident, sorry.
IMAR, trusted by tradies for insurance. Call 13 IMAR today. Get our first look.
Nowhere near it.
No bat.
Looks like there's a clear gap between bat
off the leg.
Probably not out LBW. Gerard, do you think?
I don't think that's going to hit a third set of stumps.
Yeah, just take it back, please.
Build a castle around the stumps. And
then just roll it through, please.
Yeah, Mitchell Starc had no interest in that.
No. Thank you. We've got a flat line, no bat involved. Richard, you can say the original decision of not out. Stand by.
It's 2 pretty ragged reviews that Australia have ended up using, isn't it? The one last night was
horrible, one of the worst I've ever seen.
It was just a bit of a lark because Smith and Labuschagne were insisting.
Talked him into it again.
That wasn't even close, and then Starc should have been able to call that off, really. He had the best view. 5 for 128. Pant stays at home, tried to flick off his pads, got squared up. Maybe inside edge onto the pad, a stifled shout.
I'd love to know when Rishabh Pant makes up his mind that he's going to charge.
Well,
like today it's second ball. Yeah. Last night it was first ball.
Surely he charges this ball, if that's the trend. But he bucks the trend, doesn't he?
I would like to know something when, not just by the numbers, but when does he decide in his stance? Like, does he go, Stark's at the top of his mark, and you go, right, I'm on the advance of this ball.
Yeah.
And just pick the moment to head down. He stays home, flicks it a ball well down leg side.
We saw in Perth, second innings, he charged before Gary was loading up.
It was wild.
And it was he just, I'll throw it wide there. Like, that's as early as I've ever seen a batsman come down to a spinner.
Yep.
He was celebrating the 27 crore from the night before.
He was anticipating the 27 crore that was coming that night, I think.
Yeah.
His head was in the clouds.
How disappointed can you be, really?
Oh, was it before the auction, was it?
It was.
Oh, I thought it was after.
No, it was in anticipation of the auction.
Got my days wrong.
It's a sight to behold, that's for sure. To score this afternoon, and he watches a rising delivery go by outside the off stump.
Well, I watched him have a lengthy conversation with I'd say it's his idol, Adam Gilchrist, down on the boundary earlier today when he first came into the ground. And he snuck up behind Gilly, put his hands over his eyes from behind. Gilly had no idea who it was and was trying to think of who might be doing it to him, and then turned around and got a surprise when it was the little fella. And they must have spoken for about 20 minutes. They just kept.
Yeah.
So I dare say a fair bit of it would have been about the audacious stroke play.
It's charging a bowler was zeroing in so well with something to behold. Last ball of the first over from Stark. Edge courts. Partners out. Smith takes it at second slip. It's a regulation dismissal. It'll take a bit of the air out of the anticipation around Adelaide Oval, but it drives Australia closer to the goal. Part didn't add. He's dismissed for 28. Stark gets his second of the innings.
Yeah, lesson learnt there. He can't play regulation, Richard Part. He has to throw caution into the breeze. I mean, that is a lovely delivery from Mitchell Stark. That is his stock ball. Full length delivery, probably 5 metres away from the stumps, committing Part to the stroke, and guess what? As he commits, the ball just swings away late. Easy catch in the end for Stephen Smith, but that's a classic Mitchell Stark delivery, Cato. But for Richard Part, slog.
That's an absolute beauty from Stark. That was a perfect length, perfect line, and just enough movement. And what I did notice too, Steve Smith took that beautifully because it was on the climb.
Yeah.
And it was going in front of Khawaja, but he took that nicely, Steve Smith. That was a beauty from Mitchell Stark.
Australia celebrate the wicket for Tobin Brothers Funerals, a family-owned business since 1934. It puts the 10 in the game in the frame, doesn't it?
Just 8 wickets for the Test match. He does deserve it. He blew open this Test match. I mean, I keep calling him Mr. Day-Night Cricket, and even with an older ball, it's still just, you don't need it to swing excessively. It's just doing enough for him. Just in such a good rhythm. He's not overstriding. You know, at times he can fall away and push the ball across the right-hander. But no, it's swinging nice and late. And it's not going to get easier. You know, Pat Cummins in the warm-up, bowled at both ends.
Toyota scoreboard, don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. 6 for 128. Reddy's on 15. Cummins opens to him, and Reddy back foot defence. Under the eyes, away to points. Everyone want to revise their predictions?
Can I? No chance of a
Richard Putt 100. The safest at the moment, but the runs are a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I feel like
that innings you were talking about.
An innings or 10 wickets is now very much in play. SEN Test cricket for Henley Holmes' big sale must end today. Got to act now. Cummins' right arm over the wickets. He bowls to Reddy, who tucks him away down the leg side. He got it fine, and it's left some work to do for Stark, who's got no chance. It gets to the boundary for 4. Boundary for Azito. Do it with Azito power tools. Reddy goes to 19.
There's that efficient batting technique again. If he falls across the crease, he's not going to be able to control that shot, Cato. He's a very well-balanced batsman, Reddy.
Yeah, that was nicely played because it looked like it just came back in towards him and just tucked it down to fine leg beautifully.
You know, you compare that to Stephen Smith, you know, trying to stay straighter, but he's falling across the crease more.
Yeah.
Reddy forward to defend. So your point, Flem, is so this is the 4th time bowling at Reddy, and Australia we haven't been able to identify a distinct plan to him yet. So this is a big part of the series because he's a clear and present threat.
So they're putting someone out now. So the first thing is, you know, it's early in the morning, afternoon, but the ball's still moving. Let's challenge that outside edge. Maybe the Wobwood seam nip back her in. But I want to see some legitimate bounces to see what his coping mechanisms are. We haven't seen it.
Cummins pitches up. It's guided away to gully by Reddy. No run.
Yeah, we saw him heave Mitch Marsh over square leg in Perth for that big 6, but it's a different kettle of fish against someone like Pat Cummins, particularly someone that can get the ball to come back in and almost target his left shoulder, so it cramps his hands. That's going to be the challenge for him here. And also with his footwork, particularly when he does get into the corridor and test him outside off stump. You know, will he nick off if he's just getting caught on the crease thinking about the short ball?
Cummins from the Riverbank end. Hits the crease, bowls. Ready tucks him away down to fine leg. Up near the gloves, a little less comfortable than the previous one added to the total. So the deficit stands at 24 as Ready moves to 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's an ugly length, but it's not a bouncer. I just want to see how does he take it on? Does he get caught because he does look like getting forward first? Just having a look at that Richard Punt dismissal, you can see that his front foot isn't completed as he's going to hit the ball, so he's moving as it hits his bat. He just looks more vulnerable, isn't it, when he's trying to play in the V.
Paint.com.au replay screen. Deep point to the rope. Cummins bowls to Ready, who turns economically to square where Mitch Marsh came up. Oh, that was Ashwin. A single taken, I beg your pardon. So first ball, first run for Ashwin. And that is the end of the over on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. 6 for 134.
What's better than hitting a 6? Hitting a 7. At Host Plus, we've brought home the CanStar Award for Outstanding Value Super for the 7th year in a row. Outstanding Value Superannuation? That's a plus.
Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. General advice only. Consider your circumstances and the relevant Host Plus PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding.
Search Compare Host Plus today.
SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services. Richard Punt is already gone. 6 for 134. 4 wickets required for Australia. 3 slips and a gully have been deployed. Mid-wicket and a square mid, or almost 2 mid-wickets in place. Ashwin faces up to Stark and he's leaving well outside the off stump.
And he's 1 wicket away from equalling the great Shane Warne at this venue. Mitchell Stark, 8 for the match. Started on 47, I think. It's up to 55. Shane Warne sitting on 56 at this venue.
What was his total record here, Tom? Shane Warne.
56 wickets at 30, Shane Warne.
Yeah. You know, when we were playing, or before,
it was flat.
Yeah. But also it turned into a raging turner later. I didn't think it was his best record at a venue.
Stark bowls to Ashwin, who drives. He'll find runs through mid-off. Head has to head into the deep, chase him down at the Cathedral end. They'll have 2, and Ashwin will come back as Head arrives to the ball. Ashwin's to 4. 6 for 137. And more critically, the deficit is 20.
And Stark is 3 fewer games than Shane Warne as well.
So what's his average?
Stark's average?
Yep.
16.94.
Jeez.
Compared to Warne, 30, and Nathan Lyon is the top of the tree at 25.
Yeah, that's sensational from Nathan Lyon as well. That's not going to change too much today for poor Lino. He hasn't been able to do too much in the first couple of tests.
Will he even get a bowl today?
I don't
over
think so.
for the test match. Ready has the strike, and he's leaving Stark outside the off stump.
Josh Hazlewood's average here is 16.82. So between Hazlewood and Stark, I enjoy playing at Adelaide Oval.
And what's Boland's average here? This is why Australia is impregnable at this ground at the moment. In pink ball, to continue their perfect record. They lost a red ball test to India.
But we've had, some injuries in this test. But I remember Neeser getting wickets, Gerard Richardson getting wickets.
Ready, high back lift. Stark bowls to him. Ready turns it to leg. Dead bats it to mid-wicket. Takes a single to go to 21.
Flem, there's a young kid playing for Queensland that you would have seen a bit of already. Xavier Bartlett. obviously played for Australia in white ball cricket. Do you like the look of him?
Yeah, like he's about. Well, we did his debut, you know, in 50 over cricket, and he got 3 cheap wickets early. Done a lot of work with Andy Bickle, you know, trying to get a brace front leg. So he's a tall kid anyway, always bowled outswingers, but now he's bowling over it's stable front leg. They're high, bouncy outswingers.
5 for 32 off 13 in the first innings against the Vicks.
Ashwin's on 4. He's blocking Stark back down the pitch.
Yeah, I just like a little bit of variety of that next brigade. I think Spencer Johnson with the left arm pace. Saw Lance Morris got some wickets. You know, a bit more genuine pace, slinging. I'd love Jai Richardson to have an injury-free run because he's already shown he's good enough to get wickets at test level. And there's a group of those under-19 bowlers from last year. You know, it's good to see them all playing Shield cricket.
Yeah.
Stark from the top of his mark. Last ball of the over delivers. Ashwin has a flick at the ball down the leg side but doesn't make contact. 6 for 138 at the end of the over. The Toyota scoreboard don't send a ute to do a Hilux job.
What's better than hitting a 6? Hitting a 7. At Host Plus, we've brought home the CanStar Award for Outstanding Value Super for the 7th year in a row. Outstanding Value Superannuation? That's a plus.
Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. General advice only. Consider your circumstances and the relevant Host Plus PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding.
Search Compare Host Plus today.
SEN Test cricket for Henley Holmes. Big sale must end today. There were 22,500 inside the ground for the first ball, but that's swelling all the time. Australia have already taken a wicket. Cummins is bowling to Reddy, who leaves near the off stump. So the current total with that provisional crowd is 124,047, and it's a record for a Test match versus India in Adelaide already. So we'll put a few extra on that. A Test match that will in all likelihood only last 3 days. Tom's crunching some numbers on the quality of the bowling here at Adelaide Oval and the secret why Australia has such a big record here.
Well, Mitchell Stark's average here, as we just said, is 16.94. Josh Hazlewood, I know he's not playing, is 16.82 here at the Adelaide Oval.
Cummins bowls to Reddy, turning the ball to the leg. He runs it past the umpire. Now, Mitch Marsh just got that a little wrong. He thought it was heading out to Stark, but he's got to go get it himself. So 2 taken as a result. Reddy to 23.
So Stark 16.94, Hazlewood 16.82, Boland 19.7, Cummins 23.08, and Lyon 25.
And Lyon's the record wicket taker at the ground. So there it is. That's why.
And just the change in characteristics, isn't it? Like years ago, there'd be a belter in the first couple of days, and then it would break up. Spin, reverse swing played a part.
6 for 140, Reddy ducks the bouncer.
And it's a shame talking about late, if it got to late day 4 and 5 and the weather was a bit warmer, yeah, I think we would have seen some of that old characteristics at the Adelaide Oval. So for me, the 6mm grass cutting for this pitch is a winner.
It's just a different style of cricket here now. You can't compare, because back then it was just an absolute belter for the first probably 3 days. And then once it started to lose its bounce and it started to spin and you got reverse swing, then it became really hard to score.
It was inconsistent, wasn't it?
Cummins bowls, Reddy forward, correct in his defence.
Because you could just run in and smash the wicket stump to stump. And if you set fields where mid-off and mid-on were a bit deeper, cover and mid-wicket quite straighter and in, staving the ones, it was hard to score, and then it became a war of attrition. Bowlers just try and wear the batter down, and with a bit of reverse swing, then the stumps, bowls and LBs were in the game. There wasn't a lot of catches behind the wicket, but it became a real battle and almost a subcontinental type of cricket.
Yeah.
All the stats for Jung Heinrich, German-engineered forklifts and racking systems. Reddy faces up. He's forward and defending to the offside.
still been bowling reasonably full, haven't they, to Reddy? I know he's not hurting them at this stage, but I just want him to get tested. You know, you're going to win the game, but what's your blueprint going forward? If they're ahead of the game, you know, what's your game plan to him? Because we could find out that he's very uncomfortable against the short ball. So you might start with that when he first comes out and then have the odd fuller ball, you know, once he's caught on the crease.
Cummins, last ball of the over. Let's fly. Reddy ducks the bouncer. It's just a little ill-directed.
Ball the over. Do it early.
6 for 140. Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job.
Why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because they want more. More insight from experienced market analysts. More flexibility for trading on the go. More live info, more simplicity, more human support, and more markets. IG has thousands. So why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because IG gives you more. Search more from IG. Trading involves risk to your capital. IG Australia Proprietary Limited, AFSL 515106.
This opening session on day 3 for MEGT. Sign up your next apprentice with ease. 6 for 140. Reddy's been contained so far. He's 23. Ashwin is 4. Part the man out. Last ball of the first over. Court Smith bowled Stark for 28. And into a batting lineup that reads Rahul 7, Jaswell 24, Kohli 11, Gill 28, Rowett 6, Part 28. The deficit is 17 to at least make Australia bat again. Sun goes behind a cloud momentarily at Adelaide Oval. 3 slips in a gully. Ready themselves. So Stark leaves his mark at the Cathedral end, and Ashwin is forward, stroking the ball to head at mid-off, no run.
You're right, Flem, about finding a chink in someone's armour, particularly in a 5-test series. And obviously, we've seen a seesawing battle so far in the first 2 tests, but just going into chinks, the way that Shubman Gill's got out in both innings here, Australia will realise now they found a way. LB with a full one in the first innings from Boland, where he wasn't expecting it. He probably got lulled into a false sense of security, thinking they're just going to hit the track, and good full ball, pinned him in front. And then this second innings, an absolute beauty from Stark that swung back and through the gate, took his middle stump out.
Labuschagne to leg slip. Slight change in plan. Stark bowls right at the stumps, and Ashwin is in behind to defend.
So into the 29th over with this pink Kookaburra ball. He got some late swing to dismiss punt. He's been bowling a lot of those wobbled seams. He's not going to bowl as many in-swingers the older the ball gets, but he's still got skill, and the ball's still in that condition that he can train them angling across to be able to still bring that odd in-swinger in.
Well, he's probably setting him up for that, given how he got him out in the first innings. It was an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
So
Ashwin, you could hear tap away. Stark is with them, and Ashwin on the back foot fends a rising delivery that's threatened to get really uncomfortable. Safely to ground.
And then talk about chinks. The other one I think they found in the last, particularly the 2 innings here in Adelaide, is with Rahul. Batted beautifully in Perth, but when you look at his 2 dismissals in this test, both have been into the surface, because he's been looking to press forward a lot. They'll have seen probably all the data on it, realise where he's scoring his runs. He was driving nicely, bring the length back, and he's fended 2 balls. Obviously got caught in the first innings, second slip good ball by Stark, but then the bouncer last night from Cummins was brilliant.
India trailing by 17. Ashwin pulls into the deep. He got a big piece of it. It lands safely as Boland scurries around in the deep. And they'll only get 1. So it ballooned up rather than truly flew off the blade. Ashwin gets a single at 6 for 141.
And it doesn't mean that either of those 2 batsmen won't come back and score runs in the last 3 tests, because they'll go away now in the gap between here and Brisbane and realise this is how I've gotten out in both innings, reflect on it. The coaches will no doubt talk to them, and then they'll do the work, being ready for that, because they'll know that that's what Australia are going to probably throw at them next, because it worked here in Adelaide, but obviously different conditions at the Gabba, different pace and bounce, but being ready for that next challenge.
Stark bowls, ready, defence.
Yeah, Rahul in particular for me looks, he's shoved into opening the batting. Injuries have allowed that. You know, he was so committed to forward pressing with a short back lift, letting the ball go, and sort of, they weren't expansive offside drives, that they were punches. So not a bad tactic opening the batting in Australia, but that does, if you're forward pressing and no back lift, you know, it's very hard to play balls that surprise you with extra bounce.
Stark 2 for 54. This is the last ball of his 12th over. Been excellent at the start of day 3. 2 slips, 2 gullies. Ready, edges, or under Smith at second slip. Down to the boundary for 4. Drew the false stroke, got the edge. He was low down and scurried through. Smith looks at his fingers suspiciously. A boundary for Zito. Do it with the Zito Power Tools. It's 6 for 145 on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job.
That roast chicken? Maybe halal? That snack pack? Yep, halal. Dad's investment portfolio? How on earth would you tell? Talk to Hijaz Financial Services, helping Muslim Australians secure halal super, home loans and investments. Hijaz Financial Services. Definitely halal. hijazfs.com.au. This information is provided by Hijaz Financial Advisors, Pty Ltd, AFSL 517686 and Hijaz Islamic Credit Solutions, Pty Ltd, ACL 480542 and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation or needs.
Studying the pay.com.au replay screen, the ball arrived at Smith's hands as it was touching the turf.
Bat kept a little bit low, so it hit lower on the bat and obviously didn't carry there to the slips.
6 for 145. Ashwin is 5. He clips Cummins away past head at short leg, who threw a hand out and got somewhere near it. Stark trundles around in the deep and keeps it to 2. 6 for 147. Shall we hear a little more about the bust-up between Siraj and Head, which is now really taken off, Tom Morris?
This is one of those stories that just keeps giving at the moment. There's another chapter with Mohammad Siraj speaking to Star Sports Hindi before today's play about that battle with Travis Head in the middle yesterday after he dismissed Head for 140. I'll just read you the entire quote. We'll just hold.
Cummins has 2 slips, a gully. He's got the bat pad. He's got a backward square and a mid-on. Bowls to Ashwin, who plays down the line of the offside.
So this is Mohammad Siraj to Star Sports. It was a great battle going on with Head, and he batted really well. When you get hit for 6 on a good ball, it fires you up differently. And when I got him bowled, I only celebrated, and he abused me, and you saw that on TV too. I only celebrated at the start. I didn't say anything to him. What he said in the press conference wasn't right. It's a lie that he only said well bowled to me. It's there for everyone to see. That's not what he said to me. We respect everyone. It's not like we disrespect other players.
Cummins bowls to Ashwin, who yanks at a ball down the leg side. It's untouched and through. So this goes from bin fire to borderline international incident.
Oh, I cannot believe I've just heard that.
Can I just read out the key point again? It's a lie that he only said well bowled to me.
Which he didn't say. Travis Head doesn't claim to have said that. He's owned his own actions. He said, with our boys this morning, could have laughed it off and a bit disappointed with myself. Cummins bowls down the leg side. Ashwin's going at all of them, but he can't catch up with it. So Siraj is not taking any responsibility for what he did. So Head says to him, well bowled, and then it's Siraj who misunderstands that and fires up, at which point he gets a solid clip back from Head, who regrets what he said. Like, that's what's shown on television, and there's no disputing it.
I respect everybody because cricket is a gentleman's game, but what he did wasn't right. I didn't like it at all.
Jeez. Oh my God, what's he been on overnight?
Yeah. Cummins is spreading the field a bit because Ashwin's going after the short ball. He tries again. Has he got it this time?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. Ashwin knocks it through to Carey. Cummins set the trap perfectly. Fed it and fed it and fed it and gets the wicket as a result. India 7 down Cummins has 3.
Well, there's the short ball. They don't even have to be the best possible ones. He's dug it in really short here, Pat Cummins. It's actually jagged a fair bit. It's too much pace and bounce for Ashwin, who gloves it through to Alex Carey. Yep, just hitting the left glove of Ashwin. So the bouncer works.
That is such skillful bowling, because when you look at the replay, the height and the line are absolutely perfect. And it's exactly how he got Rahul out last night. And it was part of the plan because he kept giving it to him. And it was perfectly executed. And the signs this test, Pat Cummins was below his best in Perth. We know that. But we know how very, very good he is when he's on song. And he's now starting to look at the top of his game.
Yeah, I mean, he could have got a bag in the first innings, Pat Cummins. But that type of height of bouncer, if the batsman's good enough, get in the middle, it can go for 6, but there's no way you can keep that ball down. And particularly for a tail ender, that steep bounce, if it isn't gloved through, that's a very good chance to get caught at backward square leg or fine leg.
Celebrating a second wicket this afternoon for Tobin Brothers Funerals, a family-owned business since 1934. India is still 9 adrift with 3 remaining. Reddy is still there on 27, but there's not much in this tail. Rana, Bumrah and Siraj. Cummins has got 2 left in the over. 3 for 44 in his 11th. 2 slips in a gully. Cummins, bouncer. Rana goes down underneath.
He hasn't shown an inkling liking the short ball. He's got well under that one. It'll be the one that he tries to ride.
Yeah, and I like this field that Pat Cummins has got in as well. Short leg and then the square leg. I like that. If he wants to take it on, good luck. Because if he cloths it, square leg's there for a catch. You don't see that as much in the modern game. They sort of drop it back. But I love having the square leg in there because you see a lot of pull shots now. If they don't get them, they just lob near the umpire there.
Particularly a tail ender.
Cummins again. Rana, full face of the bat, plays to point, no run. So no ball wicket wide.
Yeah.
Still when they come in the over.
I don't think it's intentional, but just that batting technique, that back leg just goes straight out to square leg. So you fall across the crease to stabilise. He's in that leg gully. Whoa. When you do that, Cato, you've got nowhere to go if you cop a good one.
So 2 slips gully, leg slip, short leg. Rana faces up to Cummins. On the back foot, defends the ball to off. Successful over, 7 for 149 on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. We'll have a change of commentary. Colo's coming in with Ravi for Bundaberg Ginger Beer.
That roast chicken? Maybe halal. That snack pack? Yep, halal. Dad's investment portfolio. How on earth would you tell? Talk to Hijaz Financial Services, helping Muslim Australians secure halal super, home loans and investments. Hijaz Financial Services. Definitely halal. HijazFS.com.au.
This information is provided by Hijaz Financial Advisors, Proprietary Limited, AFSL 517686, and Hijaz Islamic Credit Solutions, Proprietary Limited, ACL 480542, and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation or needs.
Test cricket for the Henley Holmes big sale must end today. This test almost certainly will end today. Rishabh Pant out in the first over after the resumption. Caught in the cordon for 28 from Stark, and then Ashwin bounced out by Cummins for 7. 7 for 149. India still 8 away from making Australia bat a second time. Not inconceivable. Australia could win it by an innings. Adam Collins in, Ravi Shastri with me. Cat sticking around as well. For 4 and 20 pies, Australia's original fan food. Mitchell Stark prepares with a deep backward point, deep square leg, deep backward square as well. Couple in the cordon. So we're going to see some short stuff at some point. Hello, Ravi.
Yeah, good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Kat. Good afternoon, Adam.
Stark from the cathedral end. Into Reddy on 27, who leaves alone outside the line of the off stump. Ball still on the way up when Carey takes it. Nice pace.
Yeah, just what Australia wanted. Getting Pant out very early, and then a little surprised with Ashwin's tactics when he knew what Cummins was trying. And the fact that Nitish Reddy was batting well at the other end. think the main objective is not to give up. Try and get ahead. I mean, not just to make a statement. You're not going to win the game, but just get ahead. And try and see if you can set Australia 75, 80, 100. Because this series now is beautifully poised.
Yeah, maybe knock over Khawaja, keep him under pressure, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Marginal gains. Stack to Reddy on 27 from 30. Bowls here and Reddy. Inside part of the bat, spits out to mid-wicket. There's probably a single, almost certainly a single, but they're going to decline it at this point. We've heard in the previous over, Ravi, report from Tom Morris via Star Sports that Mohammad Siraj has called Travis Head a liar.
This is India, Australia. It doesn't take long. We're 5 days into Test match cricket, and it's erupted. It's you get these volcanoes every now and then.
Is that on brand for the Mohammad Siraj, to fire up that way?
He's a fast bowler, when you smashed into the stands for 6 and then you come back with a Yorker, let off some steam.
And now a thunderbolt. Stark bowls and leaving alone is Reddy outside the off stump.
At the desk with Brett Lee, and he said, I love it. Brett goes, a typical fast bowler's reply, but I think they both played a lot of cricket. At times in the same team, for all you know, in the IPL. So they would have a chat with each other sometime today after the game, if they haven't had already, and decide who's the liar.
I don't want to be too cynical, Cap, but it does feel good for the series, doesn't it?
It is. It sets it up.
Look, Siraj is already public enemy #1 here in Australia, so they're going to be waiting for him at the Gabba next week.
Stark to Reddy, 27. Bowls here, Reddy. Digs out.
That's where you've got to be careful. When you're touring, where to draw a line. I saw that happening with Alex Carey. In the Ashes when he ran out Johnny Bairstow, and then immediately after that, the crowds warmed up to him wherever he went.
Quite the day, Lords.
Thought it was quite appropriate. He said run out there, Ravi. He was attempting a single, wasn't he?
He was. No question about that.
Change in field. So McSweeney's left the cordon and dropped down to fly slip. So fall back for the inevitable short ball at some stage. 4 dots so far in the over. Stack towards us, towards Reddy. Delivers. Reddy. Full driving. Takes the single, being the 5th ball of the over to wide Schmidt-off. Not sure why Head was set back. Anyway, it doesn't matter a huge amount at this stage. 7 for 150. Reddy 28. He'll get 1 ball at runner.
Yes, and what's good to see is I think the workload for the Australian fast bowlers in Perth is standing them in good steady. I think being kept on the field for a day and a half, they were a little short of match practice, one would say, in Test match cricket. I think those lengthy spells have helped. The rhythm of Stark is good. Pat Cummins definitely now, coming into his own. You can see the rhythm there, the aggression there, the pace is up.
The player of the match award will be tough to give, I reckon. Stark, 8 wickets, set it up on day 1. Head just extraordinary yesterday. Toss of the coin stuff. Still 3 more there for Stark, though. He can make it his own if he wishes. 3 in a gully. Bowls to Rana. Last ball of the over. Yorks him, digs it out. Well bowled and well negotiated by the number 9. 31 overs gone, 7 for 150. India still trailed by 7. Rana yet to score. Reddy 28 on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job.
Why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because they want more. More insight from experienced market analysts. More flexibility for trading on the go. More live info, more simplicity, more human support, and more markets. IG has thousands. So why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because IG gives you more. Search more from IG. Trading involves risk to your capital. IG Australia Proprietary Limited, AFSL 515106.
For MEGT, make apprenticeships easy. The 12th man for India ran out to give perhaps a change of gloves there to Nitish Kumar Reddy between overs. Hey, I was in the pub with your great mate Pete Lalor last night, Ravi. Your great mate too, Simon. And mine too. We all love Pete. And we were doing a nearest the pin. What time will Pete have his first beer at the Exford tonight? Exeter, sorry, not the Exford, the Exeter.
What do you say?
Let's get the right Exeter. We thought about 6:10. As Cummins works away from us and bowls here and working off the hip for 1 is Reddy. First ball of the over gives a strike to Rana. 7 for 151. So it's not really necessarily a question about when the game ends, but how long till he can get out of here, record his podcast, amble up the road to Rundle Street.
Yeah, he's a man of many parts, isn't he? By the time he fixes every part, it could well be 6 o'clock.
What it won't be, unless something radically changes, Simon, is tomorrow, because this game has the feeling of one that's going to end quickly. And who knows, it may not require Nathan Lyon at all in the second innings. Only bowled 1 over in the first innings.
Yeah, it was interesting because he got put on restrictions when he went to England in county cricket because they were worried about the volume of cricket coming up this year with Test cricket, and it hasn't proven to be the case at the moment.
Short leg in for Cummins. Bowls to Rana, back of a length defended into the offside. He has had 1 Test match where he didn't bowl in either innings. That was a pink ball test down in Hobart in 2022, and I wonder whether he's got to pay his match fees. Thanks for coming.
Yep, the TFC.
Bit going on around the world as well. Where he had the scores from Wellington today, with England 323 run victors over New Zealand, which effectively knocks New Zealand out of the World Test Championship final calculations.
Yep.
Another Test match going on at Port Elizabeth, which might do the same to Sri Lanka.
That's a crucial one.
Yeah.
South Africa need to win.
Well, they're ahead by 200 and a little bit at stumps on day 3, 221. So South Africa 358, Sri Lanka 328. Cummins changes angle round the wicket to Rana. Short ball down the leg side, doesn't quite get anything on it. For a moment the Corton thought he had. And second time South Africa 3 for 191, and they've got Tristan Stubbs, who's in ridiculous form at the moment, on 36, batting with Temba Bavuma, the captain, on 48. Now, I've crunched the numbers here. If South Africa win that, and you'd expect they will, that means Sri Lanka are gone as well. We have a race in 3.
Yep.
Australia, India, South Africa. And that would have South Africa at 63.3 with 2 Test matches to play at home against Pakistan.
Yep.
They're in a pretty good spot there. So it'll probably come down to one of these teams. Cummins over the wicket, driving, full face of the bat. Well stopped by Mitchell Marsh to his left. Didn't look like he was that easy diving down in that way, but did well enough to prevent a boundary. If Australia win here, they'll be at 60.7. India will be at 57.2. So India will go from first to third. So a bit of musical chairs there, but something to chew on when we think about what's going on over the next couple of months, Ravi.
Yep, I think it's for Australia to lose that spot in the World Test Championship. They're playing at home. They'll go up to the top spot if they win this.
Cummins back over the wicket. Same batter, Rana, waits for him, plays down into the offside, out to point, back foot defensive.
And even before the series, I think India needed to win 4-zip if they had a chance to qualify. So it's not going to be easy. I think that loss against New Zealand, 3-0 at home, will really hurt them big time.
But the quirk of that was when they won at Perth last week, they leapfrogged Australia and South Africa to number 1. I guess it shows how much each Test match does have on the line in this new tournament that we're into the 3rd cycle of now.
You're just psychologically making the Indians underdogs, Ravi. That's what you want, isn't it? Just sneak in like last time.
Cummins changes the angle again, round the wicket to finish. Short ball, running back with the flight, his head, and he doesn't quite get there. He might have got his right mitt to it. It was either that or on the half volley. It was a terrific bouncer from Cummins. Got Rana on the shoulder of the bat. Head's able to smile. The Australians are prowling. 7 for 152 at the end of the over on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job.
Did you know that Cobram Estate Extra Virgin Olive Oil supports heart health when consuming 2 or more 15ml serves per day as part of a balanced diet? Cobram Estate is made from olives grown in northern Victoria, which are harvested and first cold pressed within 4 to 6 hours to create a premium quality oil. This is why every bottle is fresh and full of flavour, making your food taste even better. Cobram Estate, premium quality, great tasting, and the most awarded Australian extra virgin olive oil.
On the pay.com.au replay screen, it was just flicking the fingers as he was diving. We saw Travis Head run back with the flight at Ahmedabad last year to get rid of Rohit Sharma in the World Cup final. A fair bit more riding on that moment than here, where Australia are well on top. India still trailed by 6. Stark delivers. Nitish Kumar Reddy drives at the deep backward point for 1. They didn't take a single from the last ball of the previous over, nor will they here. They're playing the milk strike game. Bharat Sundaresan jumping in with Ravi Shastri as well for 4 and 20 pies, Australia's original fan food. Baz.
Afternoon, Ravi. Adam. It's a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? The moment Rishabh Pant got out, that too, playing a defensive shot, kind of knew how this day is going to play out.
I just thought he'll go in the very first over. Bang, bang. At least set the tone and then settle down.
So Stark bowling to Reddy. The 3 back, 2 slips to the gully behind the wicket, 2 delivers here over the wicket, leaves alone outside the line of the off stump.
Just like the way this boy has played right through the series. This seems very organised, very composed. Seems to have a good solid temperament. Is making rapid strides as a batsman.
Only 21.
Yeah.
He's top scored a couple of times already. A really important partnership for India in the context of Colin getting to 3 figures last week and getting into the series.
And the way he's got his runs.
Yeah. Picked up Carey with a beautiful ball last week. Got Labuschagne yesterday, offering plenty. Really try and take on Stark at some point. Bowls to him here, Reddy ducks an accurate short ball over his lid.
And we are sitting here with someone who started his career batting, what, number 11, number 10, Ravi?
No, that I left for Dilip Doshi.
Oh, yes.
No one can replace him at 11. Number 10, fine. Yeah, I started at 10.
And he showed enough with the bat to be opening the batting for India in, what, 2 or 3 years, or less than that?
Less than that, yeah. So I think this guy can make a headway. He can get up the batting order. I hope he bats in the middle order for his state.
Feels too low at 8, that's for sure. Looks good. Stark to him here. Drives. Past the stumps. Straight of the man at mid-off for 1. Or a forcing shot. Didn't middle it. Moves him to 30. 7 for 152. Trailed by 5. He made a triple ton at age 15 or something like that to get his name on the map.
As a young lad. I think.
And he's quadrupled.
Yeah.
He's a batting all-rounder. There's no question about that. Rather than people hoping that he'll bowl 15, 20 overs every game, I think he's more a batting all-rounder.
What extraordinary depth. I mean, we talk about Indian all-rounders. Jadeja, referring to triple tons and the number of runs he's made both at domestic level and for India. A couple of terrific test hundreds this year.
They'll be really thinking now on what their squad should be going ahead.
Yeah.
Because the toll on Bumrah is not getting lesser.
Stark gets 2 goes at Rana. Short leg now in for him. Over the wicket, Rana plays back and defends to Nathan Lyon at point.
And Jadeja can play so many different roles with the ball.
Yep.
Tie one end up. Not that Ashwin can't, but he's just more versatile as a bowler, isn't he, Ravi?
Yeah, and as a batsman. You know, if you look at his record overseas in the last 2 or 3 years, he's averaging well over 45.
He's the #1 all-rounder in the world, according to the ICC. any other team in the world would have Jadeja as one of the first names on the team sheet.
He'll walk in to most teams.
You would find a way for him, but such is the selection challenge for India. But at the moment, they're staring down the barrel of a big defeat. So maybe Jadeja next week at Brisbane. We'll see. Rana facing Stark. Last ball of the over. Short ball again. Rears up. He keeps it down. Don't know how he kept it down, but he did. Ends the over. 7 for 152. That's on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send to get to do a highlights job. Rana yet to score. Ready 30.
Yeah, and the message very clear.
Summer's here, and that means one thing. Whether you're on the road, at home or cheering from the stands, there's nothing better than a 4 and 20 pie. Whether your favourite bowler's taken 5 wickets or our best batter's been trapped LBW, any break in the day's play is your chance to enjoy the classic taste of 100% Australian beef in delicious gravy wrapped in golden flaky pastry. Pie's so good, they'll have you cheering with every single bite. 4 and 20, Australia's original fan food.
I did wonder how he managed to keep that down. The reason is it hit his grill, not his splice. So they're going through the concussion protocols now, of course, as is the custom these days. He's waving them away, saying he's fine.
But the message loud and clear. You want to hang in there, you're going to get some short stuff. We saw that with Cummins in the last over. He's copped one now from Mitchell Stark. And they did it to India 4 years ago as well. I think Shami broke his arm here, didn't he?
Yes, it was 9 for 36. I'm saying here it hit him actually above the grill. It was more on the badge. You talk about badging a player. Right on the Indian team logo, and that makes a statement.
Did you see Stark just turned around and walked away? Rana has been staring at a lot of them.
Yes. So Cummins here, 2 slips. Fly slip as well for Reddy. Plays back defensively to cover. Takes the single first ball of the over. So gives the strike to Rana. 7 for 153.
Compare that to when Rohit was hit yesterday. They all ran up to him and checked on him. But the whole fast bowler scored doesn't exist if you are going to be one who stares them down and stuck into them. Well, he'll get some more stuff now with Cummins having a chance to bowl 5 balls at him. There's a forward short leg, a backward short leg in place, a leg gully as well.
We saw in the previous over, he did find that shoulder of the bat. Cummins has already bounced out 2 Indian batters in this innings. KL Rahul last night, and Ravi Chandra and Ashwin, my apologies, this morning, or this afternoon rather. And we've got the short leg, as you say, kind of a deepish leg gully. He tries to fend it away. Fly slip. Cummins round the wicket. Hostile field, hostile approach. In here to Rana, wide on the crease. Keeps it down after going back defensively. I mean, they're 4 away from making Australia bat a second time. Just returning to a point we made before. If they can get 30 ahead and they get the chance to bowl to Khawaja, who hasn't made a score yet in the series, and maybe a second look at Labuschagne. Runs yesterday, sure, and in the game, but that can have an effect on what happens in a few days' time in Brisbane, surely.
Yeah, it's a mental game. You've got to take whatever advantage you can psychologically.
Cummins turns away from us. Staying around the wicket to Rana. He's 0 from 11 balls. Bowls here. There's the bouncer. Up in the air. Straight to gully and taken. Khawaja makes no mistake. One of the easiest catches you will see. Everyone at Adelaide Oval knew what Cummins was trying to do. Rana knew what Cummins was trying to do, but he simply could not keep him out. 8 for 153. He's gone for a 12-ball duck.
And this is good for Cummins' point of view and Australia. This is his 4th wicket. He's fired up. The pace is up. The aggression is there. The rhythm is there. And if you draw a level in the series with your captain back on track, it makes a massive difference.
Especially with the gap between this test and the next test so short as compared to test number 1 and 2. You can carry this momentum, can't you, Ravi?
Yep, and I like the way Cummins has looked. He's looked animated. You know, even he's not someone who celebrates too often when getting a wicket, but we've seen in this game a couple of times he's really done that with Rishabh Pant, with Rohit Sharma yesterday.
And a great response from Cummins. I mean, there was a fair more scrutiny than he's conditioned to, I suppose you would say, Ravi, not only as a captain but as a bowler too after Perth, when there were suggestions that he was underdone, his pace was down. We asked him about that in the pre-game interview. To respond the way he did with a worldly delivery last night to knock over the captain Rohit Sharma. He's now bounced out 3 Indian batters in the second innings at real pace.
And there'll be no respite
on night 1 as well. Yeah, no respite.
No respite for Bumrah as well as he comes out. Just seeing the field, that's it.
So could end up with 6. And yeah, what a response that would be. It's been a very impressive performance from the Australian bowlers. Knocked them over for 180 on day 1. 8 for 153. The field remains the same with the fly slip, the short leg. Cummins to Bumrah. Round the wicket, first ball, short ball. Pulls him. Out through square leg, not overly convincingly, more mid-wicket by the time it pitches and stops. Scott Boland does the fielding. India trail by 2. Bumrah gets a couple first ball, 8 for 155. He knew it was coming as well.
He was well prepared.
Good on him.
Yeah, he likes playing the shot. Yeah. He likes getting inside the line early. Fancies himself.
Well, did hit Stuart Broad for 35 up and over, of course.
He certainly did.
The world record over in Test cricket goes to a genuine number 11, one of the beautiful quirks of our game. Trail by 2. Another back for the short ball on the rope. Sign of respect, Ravi. Leg gully's gone. Cummins bowls round the wicket. Tries to pull again, or hook, I should say. Goes over his bat, over his helmet as well. Into the gloves of Carey.
He's disappointed that he didn't make contact on that occasion, just with Bumrah.
Had he top-edged that was going up onto the hill, I reckon, Ravi.
Yeah, he's setting himself up. Wonder if Cummins might just take the pace of the ball with this delivery.
So Boland and Labuschagne are the two men back for the short ball. Head it short leg, fly slip back there as well. Cummins to finish. Takes it on but misses. That's over the off-stump line. So a successful over for Captain Cummins. Picking up Rana in the process. 8 for 155. India trailed by 2. Bumrah 2, Ready 31. On the Toyota scoreboard, don't send a youth to do a Hilux job.
G'day, you've reached Jimbo. I'm currently somewhere between Burke and Broken Hill. Leave a message.
Jimbo, it's Sharon. Oh, look, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I could really use your Hilux. I was cruising across the Simpson Desert in my ute when its GPS system just carked it. Says I'm in Guam, which I am not. Hoping you can come and help me. I'm next to some sand. Call me back.
Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
For MEGT, make apprenticeships easy. We've got Tom Morris with us as well for the Cobram Estate, Australia's most awarded extra virgin olive oil. He's rubbing his hands together at the Siraj head stink and continues another day. He's also keeping the numbers on Nathan Lyon. Give us some.
Well, you mentioned before that the fewest number of overs Nathan Lyon has bowled in a test match was against England and Hobart in 2022. He's currently bowled 1 in this test match. He bowled 3 against South Africa in 2011 in Cape Town, a famous test match.
Top scored,
that's exactly right. And then he bowled 7.4 against Sri Lanka at the MCG in 2012. That's the only time, those are the only times he's bowled under 10 in test matches. He has bowled under 20 a few times, but primarily it's been Hobart and Adelaide where he hasn't really bowled much in test cricket, which is amazing given how successful he's been in Adelaide.
No one's taken more test wickets here than Nathan Lyon, but it's going to be Scott Boland who gets the chance to replace Mitchell Starc, and we know what Boland likes to do with his first ball of a day. In here, delivering to Reddy, who swings hard and misses everything. He was trying to pop that into the Sir Edward Smith stand over deep mid-wicket. I suppose he knows where Boland's going to pitch it.
I think he's going to attack every delivery in this over.
Seeing it change straight away. So Kawaj has jumped out from gully. Smith will go over from slip to gully. He's going to the onside, which is almost certain the ball's going to end up. So long leg, deep square leg, mid-wicket, deepish, wideish mid on, deepish, wideish mid off, cover, gully, fly slip. Unconventional field for Scott Boland, who lands it on a hanky. In here, Cathedral end. Bowls to Ready, in behind it defensively. Boland fields in his follow-through. Did you see the graphic that I think it was Channel 7 did last night? Boland to Coley.
Incredible.
It was art.
It was. It really
I mean,
was.
if you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's on social media. I mean, the expression landing it in a shoebox, like it's something you think of Curtly Ambrose, right? Boland to Coley last night. Every ball seemed to be within 1 foot by 1 foot, maybe even less than that. The perfect setup to earn that wicket, getting Coley for 11. After getting Jaiswal, the first ball of his spell. Delivers here, taking him on. Down to Wardflong on he goes. He's done enough to clear that man and bounce once before passing the ropes. So Reddy, who's going to have a crack at Boland. He's up to 35 with a boundary for a Zito. Do it with the Zito power tools. India are in the lead. The Bharat Army over underneath the Gavin Wanganeen stand and waving their flags. They're going to get to see Jasprit Bumrah have another bowl at some stage this afternoon, Baz.
Yes, certainly will. They'll cheer him in as well. Indian flags all around the Adelaide Oval fluttering away.
Another man goes back at deep backward point. So 6 on the rope. Boland to Ready, delivers here and he beats him in Boland fashion. Full stump line, nibbling off the seam. Good response. We've seen Boland attacked for his consistency, so it works when they're going well. Perhaps not so much when he's being attacked, but that's a challenge for him, I suppose.
And also someone who doesn't play a lot of white ball cricket these days, does he? And there was a time when Josh Hazlewood used to be attacked in similar fashion, and then his white ball bowling went through the roof maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
After he missed out on the 2019 World Cup, that was for Hazlewood. Boland, 2 left in the over. Delivers to Ready on 35. Who deflects out the deep backward point, gets 1, advances the lead to 3. He's 36 at 8 for 160.
I'm just Every ball he faces, Nitish Kumar Reddy looks more impressive. With the shots he plays, shot selection as well.
Looks at test number 6.
He does.
If you're at 6 and play like he does, that can be a sort of a shape-shifting role, but he'll do some real damage.
The way Indian social media works, or Indian cricket social media, just go out there and say, Reddy should bat at 6 and not Rohit. I mean, your number of followers will increase.
What's that mean? Why not both? Okay, the cordon's packed for Bumrah. 3 slips to gully. Boland gets 1 go at him. Short legs in 2. Boland edge down, but it bounces in front of McSweeney in the gully. So the strike goes back to Reddy. 36 for him. Bumrah 2. Might be drinks. We'll wait and see. 8 for 160. India lead by 3 on the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a youth to do a highlights job. There'll be 1 more over before drinks.
Gerard Whateley here. You've probably heard me broadcasting the Super Bowl, AFL and Test cricket on SEN. There's no better feeling than being there live at these events, and now you can too with pay.com.au. If you're a business, simply pay your bills using pay.com.au, and for every business expense, you'll earn points to use on exclusive events, business class travel and more. Join more than 30,000 business owners and get rewarded for your business payments. Search pay.com.au today.
Speculated before that it could be Stark or Head as player of the match. Our coverage for Henley Holmes' big sale must end today. The talkback line is very much with the South Australian. Here's one of many. If Travis Head isn't the player of the match, I'll never watch another game. Love that.
Oh, wow.
Love the passion, as ever.
There are a few messages from the same gentleman I can see.
Oh, okay. I didn't clock the name. Okay.
Yeah, it's all in favour of Travis Head, and why not?
So Pat Cummins will continue his spell from our end, the southern end of Adelaide Oval.
So you can see just by this field, nothing's going to be in Nitish Kumar Reddy's half.
Good luck with this. 4 back on the leg side. Fly slip deep backward point. No short leg. Cummins round the wicket. Bowls to Reddy. There's the bouncer. Takes it on. Big top edge. Will it go the journey? 2 men converging. It's into the crowd. Right to where the Bharat Army are positioned. The tricolour flags are waving. They love this kid. He's special. He's up to 42, 8 for 166.
Well, 3rd time in his test career, he's already got to his 40s. Top scored in the first innings in Perth. Top scored in the first innings here. And honestly, at this stage, he's looked like the most consistent batter for India in the series.
Cummins to Reddy. Responds with another short ball, and he deflects him down to deep third man, and he's caught. The trap was set, the fly slip was there. Reddy's on his knees, he can't believe he's fallen into it. Nathan McSweeney with another display of safe hands. Drinks will be taken momentarily. With the score 9 for 166, the boos echoing around Adelaide Oval because Mohammad Siraj will come out at number 11. The drinks break for Bundaberg Ginger Beer. Gerard Whateley to come in to call the end of this test match in a moment.
Cricket fans, ever wish you had a 12th man at home? As proud gold sponsor of Cricket Australia, Liquorland is making sure the best delivery isn't just on the pitch, but at your place. Get drinks delivered to your door with free express delivery when you spend over $99. Liquorland is your 12th man, bringing the drinks this cricket season. Cheers, Liquorland. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. Express delivery not available in SA or NT. Delivery fees may apply. Choose to drink wise.
When it comes to trusted and reliable brands, don't look past Holman Plumbing. In the industry for over 30 years, Holman Plumbing offers a comprehensive range of quality and watermark-approved PVC fittings, manufactured to Australian and New Zealand standards. With offices around Australia, speak to one of Holman's local representatives about their PVC fittings. You can't go wrong with Australia's full-range plumbing supplier, passionate about providing clever solutions to the trade market. View their full plumbing supplies range at holmanplumbing.com.au.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus, winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
Last ball of the first over from Stark. Edge caught. Partners out. Smith takes it at second slip because Ashwin's going after the short ball. He tries again. Has he got it this time?
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Staying around the wicket to Rana. He's 0 from 11 balls. Bowls here. There's the bouncer. Up in the air. Straight to gully and taken.
The drinks break for Bundaberg Ginger Beer, the great Australian brew. Pat Cummins has 5 wickets. And Mohammad Siraj is out in the middle. So he gave Travis Head, the hero of Adelaide, the send-off yesterday. He has disrespected him this morning in the Indian media. I suspect everybody in South Australia is acutely aware of this, and what they really want is the Australian captain to bounce the hell out of him. SEN Test cricket for Henley Holmes. Big sale must end today.
I wonder what the conversation is now. Travis Head's at short leg. He's only a couple of metres away from Siraj, who's standing with his bat tucked into his hip. Just wonder if there's a bit of a chat going on between the two of them.
Mohammad Siraj comes to face the music. It's going to be a short ball barrage by the looks. Cummins bowls to him, edges, and Carey takes. No, he doesn't. He drops it. He had a big fly out to his right, got a chunk of it, but Steve Smith waved it off as the ball escaped at the last. It was up around the grill, fended through, but not quite grasped. One hand down into the other. Almost, and Smith nearly got it underneath. Not quite a duck for love a duck. Top order peaking pancakes. Cummins, bouncer, Siraj underneath. Simon Katich, welcome back.
Good afternoon, Gerard, Bharat, Tom, all our listeners. Yeah, Pat Cummins has been on the money here with his bouncers. Got the 5-wicket haul, and the Aussie skippers back in the series.
Siraj and Head are together, right together at short leg, having a lengthy chat.
I'd love to know what's been said there.
Are they sorting out their differences?
Pitch mics.
Siraj's got bigger problems to deal with at the moment. Bouncer right across the grill. Bat just inside the line.
Yeah, it would be fun for them to just take a pause from the cricket and say, okay, continue.
Together again.
Yeah, let's see if they can sort it out. Therapy session for those two.
When you're down there in the aftermath, Bharat, I don't know whether it'll be on air or off air. See if you can just take a few extra minutes. Don't rush back up here. See if you can deduce what's going on there.
Sure.
If anyone can, you can. Cummins to Siraj on the jump, plays to cover. He'll get himself a run, much to the distaste of the locals.
You know what they want to see? Head bowling at Siraj.
India's lead is 11 runs, so Australia will bat again. But they have done the business pretty economically. Reddy rocked back, played the uppercut, went straight to his knees and slapped the turf. Just classic brain fade.
It was, because he knew that man was down there, and as soon as it started going down there, he was like, what have I just done?
Bumrah, he's fended the ball straight up in the air. Smith takes the catch. India all out. No, they're not. The umpire hasn't given it out. Bumrah is signalling for the review. Don't worry, he hasn't been given. So everyone's just checking here. Did you give that out or not? Bumrah's made the signal. It just there's confusion at the end of the over. Not out is the original signal. No need to go to the review. Oh, we are going.
Player review for
Australia must have reviewed it.
Original decision is not out. Bowler's feet checked. It's a fair delivery. A spin vision, please.
Yeah, nah, 0% alcohol, 100% beer. Everyone's making the tea.
Everybody's gone back into position as well. Bumrah looked very unhappy.
Bumrah was absolutely confident it wasn't out. Past the gloves, onto the top of the helmet. Balloons up in the air.
If you would please, keep that rolling through, please.
Just keep an eye on the gloves, on the slow-mo. got ever so close to
missed the glove and hit him straight in the head. Just confirm who's Nick Hill, please.
He would have flinched, jerking on the way past.
Yeah, keep it going through, please. Thank you. Ready? Going to go back to Chris on field. Chris, you can stay with your original decision of not out. You're on screen, signal now.
The pay.com.au replay screen tells the tale. Not out stands.
Excellent decision, because it would have looked difficult live given the glove is right up there in front of his badge of his helmet. So excellent decision there.
9 for 168. That's the Toyota scoreboard. Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. The lead is 11. This is SEN Test Cricket for the Henley Holmes big sale must end today.
Just looking at Reddy's Test scores, incredibly consistent, Bharat and Cato. 41, 38, 42 in the PM's 11 game, and 42 today. His last 4 scores between 38 and 42.
Tom Morris keeping the numbers for Cobram Estate, Australia's most awarded extra virgin olive oil. 13th 5-wicket haul for Pat Cummins. Siraj faces up to Boland. The cordon is loaded and he has a little waft outside the off stump. So no short stuff from Scotty. They'll just try to nick him off with 3 slips and a gully. Short leg still there.
Yeah, Reddy's looked every bit at home at Test level. The hard thing for him was just saying to Gerard off air at the back, but he's getting caught a lot at the moment with the tail. And really, those consistent figures probably should be a lot higher. Like, he's a bit unfortunate today, getting caught with the last couple of wickets and end up throwing his wicket away, just trying to score runs.
Boland in from the cathedral end, bowls. Oh, that he did go the bouncer, and that went right up over the top. It's as big a wide as you would see. Lead is 12.
Just the way he's batting, Salmon, I do wonder if they might want to bring Jadeja in as the spinner, and then they can have Pant, between Pant, Jadeja and Reddy. Just 6, 7, maybe add another bowler as well. But just the way he's looked so far in the series, Reddy. 7 and 8 feels a bit too low, doesn't it?
Boland just lost the run up on the way in.
Yeah, the problem they've got, I think long term they'll be looking at how they can get him into their top 6, particularly in India, where then that gives them the freedom to play a couple of spinners, because they've got a number of spin all-rounders, particularly in India. They all bat well in India. They're obviously going to bowl a lot of overs in India. So then you've got 2 of those options out of Jadeja, Ashwin or Sundar.
Siraj drives on the up, finds the vacant turf out at cover. It'll pitch but won't run, and they'll get a couple. So played through the biz covers, saved with biz cover, business insurance on the go. Lead is 14. So this is where Rowett will want to be really careful that he doesn't make himself redundant through the rest of this summer, because his is the spot, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
If Rahul can hold down the opening position, Rowett might find himself retired.
Exactly.
Sort of on schedule for that shortly. It might be brought upon him. Boland to Siraj, swings across the line, clubbed it away through mid-wickets, an unpopular boundary.
Unpopular in one section of the ground, Gerard. The Indian section, the one where the sun is beating down, seem to have enjoyed it.
Andrew for a Zito, do it with the Zito Power Tools. 9 for 175.
And the fact that this test match will finish today, I don't think the Indian team will head to Brisbane before Wednesday. And they all love walking down Rundle Mall. Pretty easy to pick Siraj out. Here are some interesting things, I'm sure.
I think he's going to need security in the next few days.
Heads come out of bat pad. They're going with a couple of mid-wickets. Probably doesn't have the full array of shots, so what they've seen so far is what's likely to continue. 7 from 6 balls. Umpire just has a little wander chasing a fluttering piece of litter. It's far enough off the square to allow play to go. Boland tries again. Siraj backs away, has a swing and a miss.
Best thing Travis Head could do for Siraj is just pose for a picture with him and put it up on social media saying we're friends again.
Yeah.
That's the best security he can give him.
Well, it's a shame that yesterday, when he got him out, it was because it was a very good piece of bowling, hitting the base and middle stump, that he just didn't walk up and pat him on the back and say, well played, mate. Like, that would have just...
Yeah.
Obviously, he had a brain fade. Apologise.
Yeah, calling head a liar this morning
no.
is not... That's not becoming
Correct. It's making it worse.
Siraj backs away, high in the air, head's going to get him. Standing underneath, takes the catch. Karma. There's karma right there, and Travis Head gives it a big fist pump. And doffs the hat as well. If ever a man knew the occasion, it was Travis Head. On your way, Mohammad Siraj. Out for 7. India all out 175. Australia will need 19 runs to level the series.
Yeah, Siraj going for one slog too many there. Caught the toe end of the bat. Top edge that's straight up to mid-on. Travis Head doesn't drop those, running back nicely. He was happy. Australians are happy. We've done a number on the Indians after a poor first test in Perth. And now they just have to knock off the 19 runs for victory. It's been a very, very good performance by the Australian bowling lineup, particularly that man, Pat Cummins, the skipper. He's bounced back beautifully after a quiet test in Perth. 5 for 56, led the way beautifully in this second innings. And Australia should comfortably knock off these runs now.
The fact that
Australian
they've
captain
bowled...
Pat Cummins, your 13th Test match 5 for your first at this ground. You must be well pleased after many thought you were a little bit short of a go-up in Perth.
Yeah, Starkey normally takes all the wickets here. Not many left over for others. Yeah, it felt good out there. Pretty happy to come this morning and knock them over for not too many.
Your job not quite done yet, but ever so close. You must be thrilled with the turnaround from Perth.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we weren't our best, but we knew it wasn't, as bad as maybe the scoreboard looked, and had a really good week here, and everyone's just turned it on. It's been great.
Yeah, and as I say, your first 5 wicket haul here, but you guys are 7 from 7, maybe about to go 8 from 8. What about this ground?
Oh, we love it. It helps from the homeboy. Trav loves scoring hundreds here as well, but the crowd's been awesome this week. It's been, hell of a few days.
It's a hell of a spectacle. Thanks for talking to us. Congratulations, mate.
Pat Cummins there with Adam Gilchrist as he leaves the field. I'll give you the call of the card and then we'll pause and set up for Australia's innings. So India 180, Australia 337, a lead of 157. India all out 175. Rahul caught Carey, bowled Cummins for 7, 1 for 12. Jaiswal caught Carey, bowled Boland for 24, 2 for 42. Kohli caught Carey, bowled Boland for 11, 3 for 66. Gill bowled Stark 28, 4 for 86. Rowett bowled Cummins for 6, 5 for 105. Today, Part caught Smith bowled Stark for 28, 6 for 128. Ashwin caught Carey, bowled Cummins for 7, 7 for 148. Rana caught Khawaja, bowled Cummins for 0, 8 for 153. Reddy caught McSweeney, bowled Cummins for 42, 9 for 166. And Siraj caught Head, bowled Boland for 7, all out 175. Bumrah not out 2. Pat Cummins, 14 overs, no maidens, 5 for 57. Mitch Stark, 14 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 60. And Scott Boland, 8.5 overs, no maidens, 3 for 51. 19 required for victory. That's coming up next. SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean. And for Hijaz Halal Financial Services.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus. Winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles now makes choosing tiles for your new home or renovation absolutely mistake-proof. Yes, National Tiles 3D Photo Quality Design Pro software shows you your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. So don't risk it. Make an appointment or just come into National Tiles now to see your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. National Tiles makes choosing your tiles for your home absolutely mistake-proof.
There are millions of energy-sucking exit signs everywhere that require regular maintenance and wasteful replacement. Smarter Light's Australian-made environmental exit signs reduce your carbon footprint because they are super low energy and have no batteries. Even better, they have a 16-year life with no maintenance required. They're National Construction Code compliant and save businesses and communities many millions. Good for you, good for the planet. Smarter Light environmental exit signs. Visit smarterlight.com.au.
When we say police home care, a lot of people think...
OK, Margaret, I need you to step away from the vacuum cleaner.
When in fact, Police Home Care is an approved My Aged Care and registered NDIS provider, available to all South Australians. For quality aged care or disability care in your own home, search Police Home Care, taking care to everyone.
Local legends at your cricket club come in all shapes and sizes, just like the cars and trucks at Budget Car and Truck Rentals. And thanks to SEN, they're running a Local Legends competition. Visit iCanWin.com.au, nominate your local legend, and you could win big for your cricket club, including 4K cash, an appearance from a Strikers player, and an SEN SA outside broadcast at your club. Moving house? Use the team that's easy and affordable. Budget Car and Truck Rental, 13 27 27.
Through 100 years, New Farm has gone through thick and thin with Australian farmers. Through protection, through innovation, through growth. All so that Australian farmers are there for Australia. Because when you choose New Farm's crop protection solutions, you choose to support Australian jobs, Australian innovation, and a strong Australian supply chain. Through our partnership, we're tougher together. Visit newfarm.com.au. New Farm, Australian through and through.
Looking for a super fund that is halal and affordable? Get Halal Super from Hijaz Financial Services. We help Australians invest their super while your funds remain true to your values. Hijaz Financial Services, keeping halal super affordable. hijazfs.com.au. This information is provided by Hijaz Financial Advisors Proprietary Limited, AFSL 517686, and Hijaz Islamic Credit Solutions Proprietary Limited, ACL 480542, and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation or needs.
Siraj backs away, high in the air, head's going to get him. Standing underneath, takes the catch. Karma. There's karma right there, and Travis Head gives it a big fist pump. If ever a man knew the occasion, it was Travis Head. On your way, Mohammad Siraj. India all out 175. Australia will need 19 runs to level the series.
Change of innings for Trojan. Tools built tough. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services. There's a whole flurry of texts that arrived all at once insisting that Travis Head open the batting here and finish the job that he largely crafted. 19 to win for Australia. It's the best of times, Simon Katich. Is it also the worst of times?
Oh, without a doubt, particularly given this situation for both these two, in the fact that, you know, we're just saying off air, at best they get 10 not out, worst they get knocked over, and then the Indians have that on them leading into the next test. So different story if you're chasing 80, 90, 100. You can go out there and maybe spend a couple of hours in the middle, get things working and get 40 or 50 and do the job. But in this situation here, it's not much to gain for these two.
The leading wicket taker before you dig, before every job search, before you dig online every time. Pat Cummins 5 for 57. And the leading run scorer for India was Nitish Kumar Reddy again. That's for Australian outdoor living, bringing backyard dreams to life. McSweeney and Head would have been a lovely combination, but it is the regulation opening partnership establishing itself. Usman Khawaja and Nathan McSweeney make their way out into the middle. The ground staff are still painting the crease, so fastidious to the last to set up for this final phase of play. It's a test match that won't reach the halfway mark. And it does have echoes of the previous pink ball test against
India. When India was bowled out for 36. Do you remember who hit the winning runs?
I do.
Was it Joe Burns?
The new captain of Italy.
Joe Burns, yeah.
Yeah, I was only thinking that before.
Yeah.
Hopefully McSweeney can do it here.
Yeah. Joe Burns, there was a big embrace with Justin Langer. Then went to the MCG, failed and was dropped.
Yeah.
It was a cheap 50 on offer for Burns, and he got it to his credit.
I mean, I've talked to Joe. Really, playing for Australia was just building the turf to represent Italy. Yeah. It was really just secondary. Yeah. Good on you, Burnsy.
Righto, 3 slips and a gully in place. Khawaja is yet to flatter in this series, but he did occupy critically in that twilight phase on night 1. Jasprit Bumrah is going to bowl for the Riverbank end. He did his work from the Cathedral end in the first innings. Test average of 19.95 flashed on the boards. The chase for 19. Bumrah to McSweeney. McSweeney was drawn to play and then hauled the bat out of the way. It's a tricky one to get on the 4th stump line, first up.
Yeah, we were talking about Scott Boland throughout this test match, his ability to bowl almost a perfect ball first ball. Bumrah's just the same, isn't he? It's full, it's threatening the outside edge.
Wow. Tell you what it was, gentle pace from Bumrah compared to normal.
Yeah.
What was that, about 130?
So Bumrah's physical condition is an interesting part in all of this as well. Tilts in, bowls, McSweeney forward and defending.
It is. I thought he looked ginger just at the end of the Australian first innings.
No, that's 125. That's slow. That first ball looks slow.
Yep.
I just look at the way he's walking back. He's very stiff-legged. And we know he's got the stuttering run-up, but we've talked about the first test. Just those couple of steps before takeoff, he builds a lot of momentum. That's not happening here.
So he's a big watch. On the bowls, McSweeney off his pads, defends to leg. It's at 126.6.
It's medium pace, this. It's Mitch Marsh territory.
Ready territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's Sunday. Brisbane starts on Saturday.
You wouldn't think it's anything too serious, or he just wouldn't be bowling.
True. Yeah.
And we're trying to warm into things. McSweeney has the strike. He's beaten on the outside edge. He was compelled to defend there.
And you'd imagine the strength and conditioning staff would be, elite now, so that they can work on that. And that was a great thing about the great Errol Alcott, Hooter, our physio for 20 years for Australia. You might have just a little niggle in game, and he'd work on you, and you'd actually improve in game and be right.
Bumrah in the mid-120s. McSweeney's batting out of his crease. He's driving into the covers. He'll get one and come for the second. Shoddy fielding. Diving all over the ball, was ready. Gifted a second run.
He did everything right, bar get the ball. He just pulled up a little bit short with his hand, and the ball raced past it.
17 to win. Last ball of Bumrah's first over. Sweeney forward, bat raised, left well enough alone. Tyre Power scoreboard, big December deals, sale, none for 2.
Blinders for Country Blinds. They say catches win matches, but a blinder can be the stuff of legends forever remembered. John Dyson's epic blinder from 1982 against the West Indies at the SCG. It goes down as one of the original classic catches, inspiring kids and generations to come.
What a great catch! That's one of the best outfield catches you will ever see.
Country Blinds, curtains and shutters. Call Country First.
This first and final session is for MEGT. Make apprenticeships easy. Mohamed Siraj was introduced again to the crowd to a hearty boo.
I don't think you need to mention the name.
No.
The crowd noise in itself.
It's doing the trick.
Yeah.
There must be 30,000 in. The members is absolutely packed. And it's a good section of fans on the football side of the ground as well.
It does not look like there's any spare seats in the members at all.
Fantastic sight. 17 more required. Siraj over the wicket. Khawaja lets it pass wide outside the off stump.
What are you thinking, Cato, when you're opening up with a small total like this?
Well, it depended who I was opening with. I did it once with Hughesy in Wellington, and we needed, I think, maybe about 100 to win the match. And I think he got about 80 of them. He got dropped on naught, and then I think after he got dropped, he was like, I'm just going to whack him.
Khawaja on the move, drives Siraj back down the ground, through mid-off. They'll get one and come for two. Gill overhauls and keeps it to two. Khawaja gets his feet moving, none for four.
But I think you're just looking to be as positive as possible in terms of looking to score and finish the job off as ruthlessly as possible here. So Khawaja won't want to throw his wicket away, but he will also make sure that he's playing with intent.
He's just in that awkward spot. He can't afford a failure here. Just don't add to the conversation. Khawaja plays back down the pitch.
I don't think there's any question that within that team and environment at the moment that these guys will be feeling, you know, as much pressure as maybe what the outside noise has suggested. Because when you look at the job they did the other night, day one, that top three set this test victory up. I know Travis Head got the 140. I'm not taking that away from what a magnificent performance it was, but the engine room did the job, and the middle order reaped the rewards of that.
Siraj bowls Khawaja down the pitch again, flicks beautifully for four. Whack that through, backwards square. It was crisp off the blade. Clatters into the padding. Khawaja is 6. He's not under pressure to keep the position. He's under pressure to perform in the position at the moment.
Yeah, and also knowing that, you know, he's been brilliant the last couple of years, he'd be disappointed with his start of this series, given that he's got a crucial role at the top of the order, and he has been a banker for the last couple of years in terms of being that player that can go on and get the hundreds.
11 to go. Khawaja stays home and leaves. Crucial moments created early for New Farm, Australian through and through. First wicket taken by Stark. And Cummins got to work. Short ball bowling was precise and threatening. And the captain had the spoils at the end of a 5-wicket haul. None for 8. Last ball of Siraj's first. Khawaja is playing the ball through mid-off. Just gentle hands. Eased it on its way. Gill has to go on a familiar chase. Khawaja will take 8 from the over. And Australia is none for 10 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Big December deals sail.
Gerard Whateley here. You've probably heard me broadcasting the Super Bowl, AFL and Test cricket on SEN. There's no better feeling than being there live at these events, and now you can too with pay.com.au. If you're a business, simply pay your bills using pay.com.au, and for every business expense, you'll earn points to use on exclusive events, business class travel and more. Join more than 30,000 business owners and get rewarded for your business payments. Search pay.com.au today.
SEN Test cricket for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services. Now, this is a bit concerning. Bumrah only bowled the one over, and he didn't look right. You saw that right from the outset, Simon, and Nitish Kumar Reddy has replaced him at the Riverbank end. So that was a little fitness test, I suspect, in front of us, and he hasn't got through it.
It's significant, because that was that's not Jasprit Bumrah. He doesn't bowl 120s.
He's a big question now heading to Brisbane. 3 tests still to play in the series.
Just changes the whole series, doesn't it?
Well, and particularly given
just the main threat.
Given that Rana struggled in his test, and he's still only young in his test career, It leaves them with a big void.
Ready to McSweeney for defending. Let's just check in with the women's ODI score, Tom Morris.
So Australia made 8 for 371 earlier today at Allan Border Field in this one day. Elise Perry and Georgia Vole made tons. That was Vole's first ton for Australia. And in reply, India is 2 for 91 off 18. So they need to go at almost 9 and over to win from here, the Indians. Australia 1-0 up in the series.
Ready below our broadcast position. Trundles in and bowls to McSweeney, who drives through cover for 4. Stylish. 5 from victory.
That is his go-to shot, isn't it? He's a beautiful square driver of the ball. Into position very quickly. Doesn't try and overhit the ball. Just a nice little swing of the bat. That was 4 straight off the bat.
Today's crowd's 33,184. We might see the local boy hit the winning runs. Ready bowls. McSweeney tried it again and nearly nicked off. Push with hard hands past the outside edge through to punt.
Good ball. That's what you want McSweeney to do, don't you? Come hard at it.
It was a better length. That the previous one was a genuine half volley. That one, he just brought the length back fractionally, maybe by a foot, and he got the desired result. Nearly got the feather through to Rishabh Pant. Yeah, Reddy's pace, he can't afford to overpitch. He's just going to get dealt with.
And he has to move the ball.
So 2 slips in a galley in a pretty well ringed field. McSweeney is leaving outside the off stump.
It's interesting that he's got the new ball instead of Rana. Bumrah couldn't bowl.
It's part of the post-game discussion is they do have some depth in the fast bowling. Probably going to need it. There's face value, you couldn't play Rana in the next test.
No, he's had a shock at this one.
And Bumrah might not be fit.
Up at the Gabba, you'd like to have a firing fast bowling unit, wouldn't you? Particularly if you bowl first.
McSweeney has the strike, jags down on a ball to point, no run.
Yeah, well, they've got a fair bit of backup there in Akash Deep and Mukesh Kumar, Prasid Krishna, who all played in the A games. So,
who were the best of those, do you think? Did Deep played against New Zealand, didn't he?
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's probably got the best test record out of the 3 of them so far. I mean, Prasid's probably 3rd in line. I think it's probably going to be out of Mukesh or Akash Deep. I mean, Mukesh has taken 7 wickets in 3 tests. Akash Deep's taken 10 wickets in 5 tests, averaging 25. So they're pretty similar records. There's not much to split between the 2 of them.
Ready bowls. McSweeney cuts gloriously for 4. Oh, he loved the look of that and latched onto it. Scores a level off the blade of Nathan McSweeney. That is a moment to capture. Do you like that, Flem?
He's given us a little highlights reel, hasn't he? Tough first initiation to Test cricket in Perth, facing Bumrah. Very impressive in the first innings here in tough conditions. But this has been class. This is classic batting. We're seeing his scoring zones, and he's a beautiful square driver, and then he's a good cutter. He can play the pull shot as well. So great signs. This has got to give him so much confidence.
Running hot for Ream, steady, hot and strong. 1 run to go for Australia. Usman Khawaja. So see the first ball of the Mohammad Siraj over. Is this where it ends? Khawaja lets it pass.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that McSweeney's got the back foot game, particularly here in Australia in these conditions. He looks very strong, both cutting square of the wicket and then pulling as well. And that was noticeable, particularly in the A game up at Mackay against India A. The challenge for him will be adding that front foot game, particularly in conditions like maybe England overseas where there's more swing, the ball gets pitched up more, and probably same in the subcontinent as well with reverse swing.
Siraj bowls, Khawaja pulls for the winning runs.
A compelling and powerful performance as Australia puts a whole lot of things right and levels the series at 1-1. Australia remains perfect in pink in Adelaide. The margin of victory is 10 wickets. For all the pressure and anxieties that were being felt a couple of days ago, Australia has made light of them, Simon Katich, and transferred all the pressure back to India.
Well, they certainly have. They bounced back very, very strongly at a venue that is like a fortress. This pink ball test in Adelaide has become the fortress that Australia so desperately needed in this series, and it's been in a ruthless fashion, winning by 10 wickets. Openers getting the job done nicely with McSweeney 10 not out, Khawaja 9 not out. And it was brought about, I think, for a big day one where India looking in pretty good control of the test just before the tea break, 1 down. Mitchell Starc ripped the heart out of their top order. They went into that break 4 down and then bowled India out for 180 before the top order did the job for Australia under big pressure against this Indian attack under lights. So some key performances from Starc, Travis Head and Cummins, but also some very positive signs for young McSweeney at the top of the order. Very good 39 in the first innings, as well as Marnus Labuschagne, an excellent 64, given the nature of the conditions and the quality of the Indian attack. So a number of these Australian players will be going into the Gabba Test now feeling like they're into the series and feeling much better about themselves moving forward for the rest of this series.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, we built this test match up. It was a significant test match for Australia, an emphatic win from India in Perth. A loss here, for me, the series was over. Their World Test Championship dreams over. They spoke very confidently, didn't they, in the gap? You know, Alex Carey, Pat Cummins, Andrew McDonald, the coach. No, we're not panicking. You know, we're going to back our preparation. And even when they bowled India out for 180, I think, well, we've seen those signs before. This happened in Perth. But McSweeney's, Khawaja did a pretty good job up the top. But McSweeney and Labuschagne's partnership late on day one can't be underplayed here. That has set up this test match for Travis Head to cash in like only Travis can do. And then it was methodical bowling. I wrote an article leading in. I wanted Pat Cummins to grab the new ball, set the tone, like Jasper Bumrah did in Perth. I know he got 5 wickets in the second innings. He could have got 5 in the first. Yeah. So they've shared it around. Starc, Cummins, Scott Boland. What a luxury. You miss Hazelwood. Hazelwood's one of our greatest fast bowlers of all time. And Bolo just comes in, he goes about his business very quietly, unless you've got the bat in the hand facing him. So, wonderful test match for Australia. And now there's equally concerns for India. They have players under pressure. Rohit Sharma is not comfortable in the middle order. It's not how he's made his name in test match cricket. But the biggest story will be Jasper Bumrah. If this is an injury that takes him out of the Brisbane Test, I really question how they can win that test match.
From the Australian team, he got it all started. Mitch Starc, 8 wickets in the match, including test best figures and a 6 in the first innings and a wicket with his very first ball. That must be a good feeling.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Nice way to start the other day, and I thought we were pretty good throughout. So, following on from the first test, we knew we had to improve, and I think we've responded really well. Just
how concerned were you after that first test?
No, I don't think it was concern. I think we sort of addressed it in the change room after, and then we left Perth in Perth. All went our own ways for a few days, and then got together here, prepared the way we normally do, got ready for a big test, and responded well, as I said.
You're 35 in January. You've been around a while, but you're still bowling better than ever. What's the secret?
No secret. We work hard and see how we go. No, thanks for reminding me. We're an experienced side. We spent a lot of time together on and off the field, growing up through cricket, playing with and against each other. So, as I said, we left Perth in Perth. We all prepare the way we need to prepare and know what we need, and we got the job done this week.
Staying level seems part of your personality. How important was that for you this week?
Yeah, I mean, you never let the highs get too high and the lows get too low. I think we did a fair bit of good stuff last test. There's obviously a lot of things to improve on, but not to forget some of the positives to take out of last week. And then, as I said, prepare as normal this week, and you sort of leave Perth in Perth and get on with the job here, and we certainly did that this week with bat and ball.
Congratulations once again.
Thanks, Aisha.
Mitch Stark with Ishigua there. So I think that's probably a hint that Travis Head is the man of the match. Alex Carey here.
Obviously a great result coming off the back of last week, and yeah, what a place to play cricket. It is a beautiful venue, to call it our home venue, Travis and I and Nathan now, so a fantastic win.
You had the best view in the house when Mitch Stark was going. Just how dangerous is it?
Yeah, he's a proven champion of Australian cricket, and not just with the red ball. He's probably the greatest pink ball bowler. He's been fantastic again. I thought he bowled really well in Perth, and this week got the rewards.
What about your mate Travis? Again, you had a pretty good view from the other end.
Yeah, he's really found his straps over the last couple of years, and he's just so consistent in his method. So we love watching it. It's a bit chaotic at times, but it comes off more often than not. And again, I think he plays his best when it's the hardest situation to come out and bat and get the momentum back on our terms. I thought Marnus and Nathan really set it up for Trav to come in against an older ball this week. So I thought their 2 innings were fantastic, and Trav took the game away from India.
Well done once again, Alex.
Thanks.
All the best in Brisbane.
Cheers, thank you.
Let's bring him in, shall we? Marnus picked up 50 in that first innings. How pleased were you with your own performance?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to be in the runs and help the team get in a position for us to win the game on the first session of day 3. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. Obviously, there's a lot of talk during the week, and I sort of just got back to doing what I know best, and that's hitting lots and lots of cricket balls, looking at heaps of footage and working out where I felt like I was falling short. And I mean, it's a bit early to speak, but yeah, I was able to find it that innings.
How much did you feel that pressure coming into this week?
I mean, one thing that's been very consistent with this team is their selection policy and their selection process is very consistent. And so from internally, not as much, but externally, if you're not playing well. I mean, it's not you can't hide from it, you can't shirk it away, and you need to find a way out. And for me, it was about staying true to myself, true to how I've got here as a player, and what I've done is hit lots and lots of balls, worked it out, thought about it, spent hours thinking about it, spoke to different people, and yeah, I was able to sort of find my way, find my feet that innings.
We certainly look good, and you head to your home ground next.
Yeah, always good. I mean, like I said, the series now 1-1. Last week, we lost the test match, and we were apparently the worst test team ever, and this week we finish on day 3 with the series at 1-1. So we know how we're going in there, and it's nice that there's so much talk about the game.
Well done once again, and look forward to seeing you at the Gabba.
Thank you very much, AJ. Thank you.
Marnus Labuschagne, excellent this week, picking up 50 in that first innings.
Marnus Labuschagne there. So the mantra, we left Perth in Perth, is a strong one. I don't mind editorialising here. Nobody said they were the worst test team ever. No. That is complete nonsense. And you can get into a siege mentality, and that can help. The criticism that was levelled from a performance was absolutely valid, and then it was how far you wanted to go with that. But nobody said they were the worst test team ever. So I'd like to see how they went in an AFL environment through a week where they lost a game. But that's they're all interesting insights. The idea of we left Perth in Perth is really strong. And you actually love to get an insight into how pointed was the review of what they did and the shortcomings in the way that they played, to give them the edge to come out and perform against that, which is the natural cycle of sport. But the idea that there was this fictitious run, I mean, come on. I actually find that really poor.
I was surprised when I heard that just then. I was shocked, because at no stage of last week did I ever hear that mentioned. And I thought the criticism that came the Australian team's way was warranted, because ultimately you are judged by how the opposition play against you. The opposition tell you whether you've been good or bad. And we just comment on it from afar, from what we see up here. And ultimately, losing by 295 runs, India said to them, you weren't up to scratch. So that's proof. Indians said that. They showed it in the way they batted against them and the way they bowled against them. Australia weren't good enough in the first test, but they've been very good here. And guess what? They win the test. So the criticism was warranted. They've gone away and they've worked on things. And Marnus Labuschagne's a great example. His batting in this second test, there was similarities to the first test in Perth because he was early on letting a lot of balls go and biding his time. But he batted with way more intent in this innings in Adelaide, which is exactly what everyone was talking about. And look what happens. He got the right result and he helped Australia win a test. So call it criticism if you want, but it's actually constructive. And whether he's taken it on board or not, and he obviously has, because the coaching staff have probably backed it up and said, no, what's been said is right, mate. Get out there and be positive and play some shots and look to score runs. And look what's happened. You get the results to show for it. So, yeah, interesting insight into their thought process there, because I agree, Gerard. I don't think that they were called the worst test team ever.
Yeah. The praise is lavish when they win. It was lavish after the World Test Championship, and it was lavish after the World Cup victory. And there's plenty of praise when this team plays to its capacity and wins. But there has to be a level of critique when they lose. I reckon they were a bit lucky at the end of last summer when they lost the test to the West Indies, that that was the end of it. They were able to skip on and win in New Zealand, but that was worthy of significant scrutiny. And they'll get the right level of praise here for winning by 10 wickets.
NRMA Insurance are proud to sponsor the men's test series between Australia and India. And I can now welcome up the NRMA Insurance Player of the Match. Mitch Starc picked up 8 wickets in the test with career best figures in the first innings with 6 but for his magnificent 140 of 141 deliveries. The player of the match is Travis Head. Trav, they love you here.
Yeah, it's a good week, so nice to get some runs again.
It's great when you can back it up with another test century, but just how important was it for you in terms of the context of this series?
It's another game. I felt like I moved well last week. I felt like I'm in good form, and look, it's a good dressing room to be in. It's a tight one, as most people might suggest otherwise, but we knew if we rocked up this week and put in a good performance that nothing was ever guaranteed, but we thought we'd give it a good shake. So yeah, nice momentum, and now we've got to move on with it.
Yeah. You're always particularly aggressive anyway, but how much was it talked about yesterday in that afternoon session to be able to get a move on and give your bowlers some time with the pink ball under lights?
Yeah, it wasn't talked about. I guess Pat gives me great confidence to, see the game and play the game how I want to see it, and I felt like there was a great opportunity into that second new ball to try and get as many as we could get and try and put them under pressure. It was a hot couple of days, and I felt like the new ball was going to be tough work. So, yeah, nice that it's able to come off, and I felt like I picked out the moments really well throughout the innings, and that was one of them where I was able to get the ball rolling into us for what was a great session last night as well.
And a nice little tribute century for young Harrison.
Yeah, I did it with Miller as well, so nice to have them here, and it's been a nice week.
Congratulations once again, and all the best in the next test.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Travis Head, NRMA Insurance Player of the Match. Now I'd like to welcome up the losing captain, Rohit Sharma. Right, welcome along. Hard luck. Always difficult playing against Australia here at home, but in a day-night test match as well. How do you just sum up everything this week?
Yeah, look, disappointing week for us. We didn't play well enough to win the game, and Australia played better than us. There were times in the game where we could have grabbed those opportunities, but we failed to do that, and that has cost us the game.
And how much more disappointing given the way you played in Perth as well, and all that momentum that you built up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, what we did in Perth was very, very special, and we wanted to come out here and do that again. But again, we know that every test matches has its own challenge. We knew it was going to be challenging with the pink ball. But again, like I said, Australia was better than us.
Back to the red ball for the next test match. How much are you looking forward to the Gabba?
Yeah, we're quite looking forward to it. There's not much time in between as well. We just want to go out there and think about what we did right, in Perth. and also what we did last time when we were here. There are some really good memories there. But hopefully, we understand the challenge of every test matches are fresh. So we want to start well and play well.
Thanks, Rohit. All the best in that match.
Thank you.
And now time to welcome up the winning captain, Pat Cummins. Pat, after the disappointment of Perth, what a response.
Yeah, that was a great week. Knew we were far away from kind of the team we want to be in Perth, but this is back to kind of how we want to play.
And your own form, picking up a fifer as well. Do you feel back to your best?
Yeah, I was happy. I wasn't too upset with how I bowled in Perth, and rhythm felt pretty good this week and good to get a few wickets.
And how good is it to have someone like Mitch Starc as a tone setter for you when I guess there's a lot of noise around the group, someone to just stand up very first ball?
Yeah, amazing. Again, there's never that much noise within the group. We know, what a good unit we are, and having someone like Starc, he's amazing, just does it time and time again. He's done it for over a decade now, so I feel very lucky and privileged he's in our team.
And Travis Head always seems to perform at home.
That's right, yeah, he loves batting here. Again, one of those momentum shifts. The game, could have gone either way when he walked out to bat, and he just took it straight out of their hands.
It was important, I guess, to get that lead, but to also get that time that you needed with the pink ball under lights.
Yeah, I think the main thing was the lead. It just happened that it was a pretty good time to bowl as well. Seems to do a little bit more under lights, but the big thing was getting that big lead.
Always a big blow to lose someone like Josh Hazlewood, but Scott Boland coming in, how important was he to the rest of the group?
Yeah, Scotty just fitted it in straight away like he does. Just again, feel so lucky to have someone like him. He probes with every ball, looks like, around that top of off. And don't know, hopefully Josh is back for next week, but if not, Scotty's unbelievable.
Lion okay with bowling just the one over?
Yeah, he'll jump in the ice bath. He's had a big week.
Pat, well done once again. All the best in that next test match.
Thank you. Ta.
So that concludes the NRMA presentation here in Adelaide. Australia level up the series as they head to the Gabba, and that begins the third test match on Saturday.
Let's join Adam Collins and Bharat Sundaresan downstairs with Marnus Labuschagne.
Thanks, Gerard. Marnus Labuschagne, thanks for joining SEN Test Cricket. Let's start 10-wicket victory. What a roller coaster the last couple of weeks has been for the Australian Test team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the public, everyone has their own views. 2 weeks ago we were the worst Test team in the world, and now the roller coaster's on the other end. So, look, it is what it is. What is that? It's going to be difficult to speak through. So it's just how it goes. I think international cricket, you're always in the spotlight, and good thing is a lot of talk about cricket. Everyone's engaged in this series. 1-1 going to Brisbane. It's pretty awesome.
That worst team in the world comment, it kind of does give it a bit of an insight to how you guys took the criticism last week, does it not? That you did feel it, you did absorb that external noise.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't absorb it as a team because we got great belief in us. I think, the short-sightedness of some certain performances, as a team, we've been so good for 2 years, and you have a bad game. This is professional sport. We're gonna have games where we're slightly off the mark and we're gonna lose. And obviously as a team, you're always trying to address that and trying to make sure they're happening as less frequent as possible. But I think you just see the character of this team come out today. In this game, to come in and put such a strong performance together. To get through certain parts of this game that was real tricky, and for us to end up, winning the game on the first session of day 3 it's a great effort.
So you bounced back personally, making 64 in the first innings and making an important contribution when it was there to be won. How did it feel being under the pump personally between Perth and Adelaide, and knowing that there was speculation that you might find yourself out of the team at some stage? You've not really been in that boat for a time?
Yeah, look, you always got things to go back on. I've been dropped many times. As you know, the World Cup had its ups and downs for me as well. So for me, it's about trusting your own ability, and I know I've done it time and time again. And I mean, look, I would say my faith plays a big part in it, understanding of where God wants me and where He needs me, and putting probably a lot of trust in that for me personally. And then for me, going back to how I got here, which is hard work, hitting thousands and thousands of balls, looking at heaps of footage, trying to get an understanding, talking to different people, trying to get a feel of how I can shift my game, and if there's technical things that I need to work on to get myself, in a better position.
What did you do different technically? Can you compare the way you played in Perth to here and identify anything that's fundamentally different in how you've been able to advance in the space of a week?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I sort of just changed my setup, got my feet in a slightly different position, which helped me then get back into the ball, helped my head not fall outside my feet line, so I was able to line the ball up better as Boomerang was shaping that ball in. I was able to present a better face. I did a thing with Copes this morning, but they showed that I was intercepting the ball further forward, so I was getting back into the ball much better. So there were the few things that I just worked on, and that sort of came together probably a day or two out from this test. And it was a lot of hard work during the week, trying to really get a gauge of how I can shift it and how to turn it around.
There was a chat you had with Michael Hussey in the Perth Nets before the test where it was something along the lines of he wanted you to be a little more proactive, or he had questions for you, and it looked like you were being more proactive in the Nets here. Like, how much of it was technique and how much was it up there with mindset?
Look, that's a great question. For me, it always comes back to technique, because I feel like if my technique is in a good space and I've got real belief and feel of my movement, I feel like my mind goes with it. I felt like in Perth, I was trying to show intent, but it just wasn't happening because my technique wasn't in a nice space to actually move me back into the ball. So when people ask me that, yeah, obviously mentally the shift came for me because I was very much in that, but I wouldn't say I was any more aggressive. I was just in a much better position to make good decisions. I was still none off 18 and then got one on the inside half and got off the mark. So, there's a few times when Budgie's playing in your mind there. It's like, I'm feeling in good space, but geez, I'd like to, score get a few away. But I think that's where it comes back to trusting your game, understanding your game and how you've played and how I've got here. The way we've set up, the way I've played for my 52 test matches, it certainly wasn't a time to go away from that and not trust all the work that's been done before.
And you just seem to be in there for the fight. I mean, second or third ball from Bumrah, you were going come on to him. It looks like maybe you were going come on to yourself. Just more of you out there in the middle.
Once again, I wouldn't say that was much different than last week. I think I'm always in the contest. I know that's when I play at my best. I'm in the contest. I'm taking the bowler on, and sometimes for me it's not the way Travis does it and takes the game on and tries to hit the ball all around the park, but it's about showing intent, leaving the ball well, understanding, thinking about the game, how can I score, how can I put them under pressure, a few tactical moves here and there to get the upper hand, and then when I get the opportunity to really take it on, and unfortunately I didn't go on this game, but at least Hetty was able to cash in off the work that Nathan and I did during the game.
Just on Travis Head, I mean, you said it in the past, you've been playing against him since under 11s cricket, and he was always that kid who would break games, right? Are you seeing him get better and better at doing that from different situations?
I just think that's confidence. I mean, I always take myself back to when I was, when I played at my best. It was a real confidence, almost an arrogance about, they can't get me out. I can hit this wherever I want. And when you're in that space, it's a nice place to be, and you want to just keep riding that wave. He seems to be doing that well. He seems to be doing it consistently in all formats. And I mean, yeah, it's an amazing to watch him play and how he consistently scores, big runs.
A couple of quick ones. We're getting the wind up, so we'll finish up. There's some heat in the series now, isn't there? We saw the Siraj head back and forth yesterday, out in the middle today. Siraj has accused Travis of lying, I think, on Star today. I mean, it kind of indicates that you two have a fierce rivalry, don't you?
Well, it seems that way. It's a real, there's some nice beef there, and like I said, nothing better when there's beef like that in the series, and then lighting up, everyone tunes in, the interest is sky high, and hopefully next week get a sellout in Brisbane and watch it all unfold again.
Yeah, a couple of days off and off to the Gabba. I suppose the momentum you can take to Queensland now.
Yeah, exactly.
Marnus Labuschagne, congratulations for your half century yesterday, your contribution to the win. See you next week.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
All right, Jerry, back to you upstairs.
Marnus Labuschagne with Adam Collins. and Bharat Sundaresan. There's some nice beef there. That's a very modern, very modern phrase. You get that from your boys?
Yeah, I do, Gerard, so I understood by that term, man. There's a few new terms that I haven't been fully across, but that's one I have been.
Australia victorious by 10 wickets at Adelaide Oval. We'll put our post-match thoughts together. Damien, Fleming, we'll see if Pete Lalor can drop by. We'll get Bharat to get us his word from downstairs as well in the aftermath to all of it. 0433 98 11 16 to play along the Tyre Power scoreboard. A big December deals sale today. India bowled out for 175. Australia needed 18. They didn't lose a wicket. McSweeney 10. Khawaja 9. Australia victorious in the second test by 10 wickets. It's all squared up as we'll head to Brisbane. The crucial moments throughout this series for New Farm, Australian through and through. This is SEN Test Cricket for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean and for Hijaz Halal Financial Services.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus, winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
Cricket fans, ever wish you had a 12th man at home? As proud gold sponsor of Cricket Australia, Liquorland is making sure the best delivery isn't just on the pitch, but at your place. Get drinks delivered to your door with free express delivery when you spend over $99. Liquorland is your 12th man, bringing the drinks this cricket season. Cheers, Liquorland. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. Express delivery not available in SA or NT. Delivery fees may apply. Choose to drink wise.
When it comes to trusted and reliable brands, don't look past Holman Plumbing. In the industry for over 30 years, Holman Plumbing offers a comprehensive range of quality and watermark-approved PVC fittings, manufactured to Australian and New Zealand standards. With offices around Australia, speak to one of Holman's local representatives about their PVC fittings. You can't go wrong with Australia's full-range plumbing supplier, passionate about providing clever solutions to the trade market. View their full plumbing supplies range at holmanplumbing.com.au.
When we say police home care, a lot of people think...
Stephen, come out and put your feet up. And bring yourself a coffee.
When in fact, police home care is an approved My Aged Care and registered NDIS provider, available to all South Australians. For quality aged care or disability care in your own home, search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone.
Installing or upgrading an irrigation system? Check out Hunter's Wireless Valve Link System, available at Nutrien Water. These products are cost effective by being easy to install, no digging, boring or ploughing. And the Wireless Valve Link allows you to add valves over 650 metres line of sight, including across footpaths or driveways, without installing new valve wiring, allowing for seamless expansion of your system and isolating valves in the event of storms or surge events. Visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au/WVL. Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
You gotta love the sounds of summer. And Dakin has been keeping Australian homes cool for the last 55 years. How's that? And the only air conditioning company with over 500 Dakin specialist dealers who all love air conditioning and looking after you. Transform your home into the ideal haven. Visit dakin.com.au to locate your nearest Dakin air conditioning specialist. Dakin, perfecting the air.
Uncomfortable and struggling to stay cool this summer? Beat the Aussie heat with Dynabreeze industrial strength heavy duty fans. Whether you're indoors or outdoors, trust Dynabreeze to keep you cool and comfortable on the hottest days. Great for the workshop, home gym or patio. Dynabreeze fans are engineered to withstand the toughest conditions and are backed by an industry-leading 3-year factory warranty for that peace of mind. Dynabreeze industrial strength heavy duty fans. Get yours now at Bunnings and leading hardware stores.
Summer's here, and that means one thing. Whether you're on the road, at home or cheering from the stands, there's nothing better than a 4-20 pie. Whether your favourite bowler's taken 5 wickets or our best batter's been trapped LBW, W. Any break in the day's play is your chance to enjoy the classic taste of 100% Australian beef in delicious gravy wrapped in golden flaky pastry. Pie's so good they'll have you cheering with every single bite. $4.20. Australia's original fan food.
Vinidex is a leading manufacturer of plastic pipes and fittings designed and made in Australia. Vinidex has a wide range of PVC plastic pipe systems, perfect for irrigation, turf watering, water supply and recycled water applications. Vinidex pipes and fittings are 100% recyclable, corrosion resistant, lightweight compared to other materials and do not have adverse effects on water quality. Check out Vinidex's wide range of pipes and pressure fittings at your local Nutrien Water store or visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au.
G'day, you've reached Jimbo. I'm currently setting up the kids' school fair, so leave a message.
Jimbo, it's Carl. I'm in a bit of a pickle and I could really use your Hilux. I promised the school I'd round up some goats for the fair's petting zoo, but they're running circles round my ute. It's humiliating. Oh yeah? Bleed all you want. A Hilux is on its way. Call me back.
Don't send a ute to do a Hilux job. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Local legends at your cricket club come in all shapes and sizes, just like the cars and trucks at Budget Car and Truck Rentals. And thanks to SEN, they're running a local legends competition. Visit iCanWin.com.au, nominate your local legend and you could win big for your cricket club, including $4K cash, an appearance from a Strikers player and an SEN SA outside broadcast at your club. Moving house? Use the team that's easy and affordable. Budget Car and Truck Rental, 13 27 27.
They say at Christmas, 'tis better to give than to receive. At Sexyland, we think you can't go wrong either way. So this Christmas, you'll find Australia's largest range of gifts and toys for adults, as well as couples games, lingerie, costumes, plus loads more. Sexyland, 3 locations across Adelaide, including the new St Mary's store, or shop online at sexyland.com.au for 2-hour delivery. Something real sexy for everyone. Take me now, Sexyland.
You gotta love the sounds of summer. And Dakin has been keeping Australian homes cool for the last 55 years. How's that? And the only air conditioning company with over 500 Dakin specialist dealers who all love air conditioning and looking after you. Transform your home into the ideal haven. Visit dakin.com.au to locate your nearest Dakin air conditioning specialist. Dakin, perfecting the air.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
Siraj bowls, Kawaja pulls for the winning runs. A compelling and powerful performance as Australia puts a whole lot of things right and levels the series at 1-1. Australia remains perfect in pink in Adelaide. The margin of victory is 10 wickets.
The post-match show for Sonos. This festive season, feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com. And for the Isuzu D-Max. Life reinvigorated.
Adelaide Oval is a splendid site with tens of thousands of fans granted access to the arena, and there was a rectangle cordoned off as the Australian players worked their way along and signed autographs and posed for selfies, connecting the team to their public rather beautifully. This is our post-game wrap for Sonos this festive season. Feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com, and for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX. For so many kids that we're watching Simon Katich in wearing Australian shirts, having watched their heroes to get close like this, is that's rather perfect.
It is. I think this is a brilliant part of the game that we don't see enough of. I think I certainly see it in the AFL at times. You know, the kids go out for kick to kick after the game, but this is something that there's certain parts of the world you see it. You've seen it from time to time in England, but yeah, this is a sight to behold. It just looks magnificent the way it's positioned with the square being cordoned off and then everyone's out in the middle.
It's a funny juxtaposition. We've had a test match that didn't get to the halfway mark, and yet it's hard not to be thoroughly satisfied given how much was packed into it.
I agree. It's that's the irony of it all, because I think people would love to see more, but this is the way the modern game's gone. It's played at a different pace. It's frenetic and it's up-tempo, and I think you described it as being played at warp speed, and it's like that. It's just cricket in fast forward, and we think it's in fast forward now. Wait till England hit these shores next year, because the way they're going about it, it's going to be on for young and old.
The setup to this test match, it was must-win for Australia. It felt like the trophy was on the line, and from the very first ball, not just the metaphor, but the action of taking a wicket with the first ball, there's a whole checklist here of what Australia did right, but they should feel a tremendous sense of satisfaction in what they were able to steel themselves and deliver under pretty stern pressure.
Yeah, it felt like they were back to normality here in Australia. They're so used to being dominant in Australia, got a fantastic record at a number of these venues, and that's why I think there was such outrage at the performance in Perth, because that's a venue where Australia had never lost at Optus Stadium, and they had a huge advantage against India, and then to see it flipped around so quickly in the space of, you know, a couple of hours of batting from Jaiswal and Rahul, I think that's what left everyone so shell-shocked, that it was such a poor performance. But come to Adelaide, they know they play very well here, and I think the beauty is they were led right from the very first ball by the master of pink ball bowling, Mitchell Starc, and then he was ably supported throughout the test. I thought Pat Cummins got better as the test went on. He was back to his best and had that extra zip, and then Scott Boland does what Scott Boland does, comes on, takes a wicket first ball and sets the tone. You know, in both innings I thought he was very good. So Nathan Lyon, the fact that he only bowled 1 over for the test, that says it all. You know, that's how dominant Australia were in this test with the ball. And then from a batting perspective, I think they learnt the lessons from the first test in Perth, particularly the top order. Got through a tricky period in the night under lights on day one, and then reaped the rewards yesterday, particularly Travis Head, of that solid foundation. Rather than coming in and facing a 15-20 overall ball under some pressure where not many runs on the board, there was a good foundation laid by the top order, and he certainly was still under pressure when he started his innings, because the test wasn't in Australia's favour at that point in time, given that Steve Smith had been knocked over. He changed the course and momentum of this test match with just exhilarating batting, and I think clever tactically in terms of who he targeted at which stage of the innings, and it was clear that he targeted Ashwin, so that Ashwin could bowl a lot of overs cheaply and allow Rohit Sharma to rotate his quicks in short, sharp bursts. He was forced to use them more, and as they tired, both Siraj and Harshit Rana paid the price, with Travis Head taking them down.
So we've had 2 very lopsided test matches. Is India completely dominant, Australia completely dominant? I feel like, and this is a bit of the measure of the modern world as well, as how much momentum is gained from test to test, or is the modern player, it's one game and the next game is a fresh start and the next game is a fresh start? Maybe the scarring of the past, and I guess we lived through that with India when they were bowled out for 36 here last time around and then went and won the next test. Do you think the modern player can isolate each match to its own event?
Yeah, I think they do. I think that's probably a part of the modern world now, is that what's done is done. They just move on to the next thing, because there's so many things they get hit with from minute to minute, given how we live nowadays with technology and everything. So I think it can be a real strength, because you look at the way this test series has played out, and Australia didn't flinch after what happened in Perth. Yes, they copped a fair bit, but they've come back here and done the job straight away. And that's where this series is dangerous, because India could well do the same, just like they did last time they were here. They put this to bed. Obviously, Ravi was amongst them and told them to forget about it, put it to bed, move on, and they came back and played beautifully in Melbourne and Brisbane. So I dare say that could well be the story of this series, where it is a bit of a roller coaster ride. The question you have is, why does it get one-sided at times? And maybe it's a case of, do they need that little bit more resilience when they're not ahead of the game, to say, no, we can get back in the game if we do this for the next half hour, if we dig in. But because the game's played at a different pace now, there's less of that. And particularly in challenging conditions like this, you know, that's where it can go one way very quickly. And I think we've seen that both times with the batting. It's probably more from a batting perspective. If the bowlers get it right and there's a bit happening, there's less of that mindset, right, we've got to dig in for half an hour here or an hour, ride it out. It'll get easier. But it's more of, well, no, we'll take the game on and fight fire with fire, and then if that doesn't work, before you know it, you're in trouble and test is over.
How big an advantage is the pink ball test in Adelaide for Australia? And I pose that question mindful that we're not going to exploit that advantage against England in the next Ashes series. It's going to be a Gabba pink ball test. There's a lot of Australia's wins have been heavy wins here in Adelaide, where they seem to have perfected the circumstance. I just thought there was a little bit from Rowett. They don't play much pink ball cricket. Maybe there's an inherent disadvantage.
There is, I think, because when you look at those numbers, and I think Tom mentioned them earlier today, the numbers for the Australian quicks at this venue are unbelievable. Like, they're all in the teens, which is phenomenal. That means not many people are getting big scores if you've got all your quicks averaging teens. And I think Nathan Lyons obviously loved bowling here in Adelaide as well. So when you put that all together, it is a daunting prospect for any batting lineup to come here to Adelaide and try and get a total of probably 300, because now, because the wicket is different and it's a drop in and there's more grass than there used to be in the past, it's a different style of cricket. And because there's a bit of bounce and seam movement, and we see extra swing movement under lights, opposition batting teams are tending to be spooked by that and don't have the capacity to be able to go out there and someone score 100 in tricky conditions. So yeah, it is going to be, an advantage somewhat for England to not play a pink ball test here.
Do you think it's a bit of a miss from the Australian setup?
Yeah, it's a miss, definitely, because it's a massive series and we want to win it, obviously, and you do everything you possibly can to play on pitches that suit your home team, and that's the home ground advantage you get, particularly when an Ashes series is on the line. And not to say that we can't win at the Gabba playing a pink ball test. I still think, that can happen. But when the numbers suggest they're so strong here, and in a way, very strong, they were strong at Optus until that loss last week, and they still are. It's only one loss, but ultimately you want to put the opposition on the back foot early in the series and just get into their psyche early that it's going to be hard work. And England know that it's hard work playing in Australia because it's so different to their home conditions.
The Sunday crowd here in Adelaide was 33,184, so in total 135,012 fans across the 3 days of the Test match. We didn't get to the first break of day 3, but yeah, this is enshrined as such a destination. People want to be here. 25% of the audience comes from outside the state. The members, the biggest membership of a cricket club in the world is the boast. It's just so brilliantly staged, and then being here in the town, it just completely takes over. It's a brilliant Test match.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, a couple of nights ago, my brother-in-law arrived from overseas, and he's got a group of mates that have one test each year that they go to in Australia. And they decided this year it was going to be the pink ball test in Adelaide. And he wasn't really that enthused. He ended up being best on ground from all reports and absolutely loved it. I got a video from last night. He's on the hill when they're singing Hey Jude. And every time a wicket went up, there was just beer and stuff going everywhere. And he's had an absolute ball. So, and I think there's thousands like that. When you look and walk across the bridge at night, you see that same thing. There's a lot of families, which is great. You see the older generation that love it as well. But then you also see groups of mates that bringing people together, much like Gather Round with the AFL. It is such a good concept, and hopefully at some point, if there's a couple of touring teams here to Australia and we have a couple of series, hopefully there's 2 pink ball tests, and it fits in with the whole schedule and everyone's the winner.
Australia win in Adelaide by 10 wickets. We'll work our way through our post-game awards as Tom will bring us up to speed with the Shield scores around the country, a couple of delicately poised matches. We're keeping tabs on the women's ODI. We're taking your thoughts as well. If you've been here for the Adelaide Test, 0433 98 11 16. I would prefer 24 hours day of cricket and then 4 days of golf. So jam the whole Test match in and then hit the golf course. So there might be some golf to be played in the aftermath. Damien Fleming's going to rejoin us as well. We'll get Bharat in from downstairs, see if Pete Lawler can drop by. The Siraj Head story is now a major story, with Siraj calling Head a liar on Star TV this morning. So these things do escalate when it's Australia and India, particularly when they're together for a prolonged
period of time. Australia by 10 wickets. This is our post-game wrap for Sonos this festive season. Feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com and for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX.
Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
To celebrate Australia v India in Test cricket, this historic Test cricket moment is brought to you by Toyota. Cricket, oh, what a feeling.
Winning a series in India is hard, but in 2004, Adam Gilchrist led the Aussies to the promised land to claim one of the greatest series ever.
And there it is. It's a great catch in the deep. And that's a perfect finish for Australia.
Toyota, supporting grassroots cricket through the Good for Cricket raffle. Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
You've got to love the sounds of summer. And Dakin has been keeping Australian homes cool for the last 55 years. How's that? You'll be bowled over with the range of air conditioning solutions to suit any home design. Switch to a Dakin this summer and transform your home into the ideal haven. Visit dakin.com.au for more info. Dakin, perfecting the air.
In construction, civil works, mining, agriculture or heavy haulage and looking at the next big project? Don't let paperwork or big upfront costs slow you down. With Yellowgate, you don't have to choose between hiring and buying machinery. Our Rent Now, Buy Later solution lets you rent the gear you need today before deciding what's best for tomorrow. Enjoy manageable monthly rental payments, operational efficiency and better cash flow management. Join the other Australian businesses already using Yellowgate. Visit ygg.com.au.
Next time you're refueling your car, look out for Sonny the Kookaburra at your local Sunrise. That's how you know you're dealing with a trusted and independent local store. There's over 1,200 Sunrise stores Australia-wide. Visit newsunrise.com.au and do what the locals do.
Look out for the Sunrise. Enjoy local service delivered with a friendly smile. Look out for the Sunrise. Enjoy local choices, the best within a country mile.
Liquorland is a proud partner of Cricket Australia. At SEN, we say cheers, Liquorland, for stocking up. Like falling short of your crease run out is a travesty, it's the same with your drinks fridge. That's why Liquorland never runs out. Any session, you won't be caught short at Liquorland. Shelves and cool rooms are stocked with the best deals, like Great Northern Super Crisp Stubbies, $50. Get into your local Liquorland or visit our new Liquorland warehouse, Golden Grove, Ingle Farm, Collinswood, Hendon, Unley and Hindmarsh. On behalf of all cricket fans, cheers, Liquorland. 20 times bonus Flybuys points on selected products. 18 plus only. Choose to drink wise.
That roast chicken? Maybe halal? That snack pack? Yep, halal. Dad's investment portfolio? How on earth would you tell? Talk to Hijaz Financial Services, helping Muslim Australians secure halal super, home loans and investments. Hijaz Financial Services. Definitely halal. hijazfs.com.au.
This information is provided by Hijaz Financial Advisors, Pty Ltd, AFSL 517686 and Hijaz Islamic Credit Solutions, Pty Ltd, ACL 480542 and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation or needs.
Beacon Trade. We've got the gear. Everything for the residential home. Lighting, electrical and Australia's biggest range of fans. With Beacon Trade by your side, you'll never work alone. Partner up at beacontrade.com.au.
The One Blade 360 effortlessly trims, edges and shaves any length of hair, easily reaching the most difficult areas with fewer passes. Forget about using multiple steps and tools. One Blade does it all. Visit phillips.com to find your nearest store.
Razorback is giving you the chance to win big every day for 16 days straight. Razorback 4x4's 16 Days of Christmas giveaway is here, and you could win some awesome prizes like Razorback seat covers, Outback canvas duffel bags, Bush King canvas camp chair and carry bags, $100 store e-vouchers, over $2,000 in value. It's simple to enter. Just head to sen.com.au/win. Last giveaway is December 19. Be camp ready this summer. Razorback 4x4 has you covered. Enter now. sen.com.au/win.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket, oh what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
Australia winning Adelaide by 10 wickets. The series is level at 1 apiece.
Saturday in Brisbane is where it will continue. Our post-game wrap for Sonos this festive season. Feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com, and for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX. Damien Fleming's just been out with the people. How have the people reacted, Flem?
It's funny, they're so happy, with the Aussie victory, but they were a bit like us in the pre-match. They just wanted to see an extra hour of Parton ready hitting them, but overall, I think, just those questions, I think the public were questioning after the Perth loss, can we get back into the series? But, that's as strong a victory as India's was in the first test, isn't it?
Yep.
And I'm not sure if we've heard anything about, the Bumrah side of things. But that's series changing, isn't it?
It is.
If he doesn't play in Brizzy, I just can't see how they win that test match without having 3 potent, quick bowlers. It's going to be a real test for him.
It is a serious question, but they did win up there last time without him because he didn't play, did he?
They won with a second, first, third 11.
Yeah.
It was amazing, you're right. Yeah. One of the points you made yesterday is when Travis Head wins Player of the Match awards. That's his 8th in test matches.
Yeah, I looked it up when he got his previous one. Like, it's more than Dave Warner and
it's
players
more
like
than
that.
Gilchrist and Michael Clark and Hussey and Mark Taylor.
Like, he's, that's how you've got to, they win you test matches. And sometimes you play match-winning innings, but you don't get man of the match. But they're emphatic man of the matches. So there's other hundreds in there where he would have been in the votes. So he's such a unique player. And I just love his character as well. Just with the mo, he does epitomise a bit of boony. I could see him potentially, if he doesn't get a leadership role, singing the song after Nathan Lyon.
Yeah.
He'll do it with guts. So they talk about the lack of characters these days, but he is one. The celebrations when they won the 50-over World Cup. He's not the most athletic fieldsman either. The half catch at bat pad, you can see it maybe just hitting him in the head. He's just so unique. And even just the way he plays, he doesn't play with a straight bat plane unless he's punching off the back foot. His driving it's all wrists and hands and eye, as Simon Katich talks about there. But I just love watching bowlers just go, I don't know where to bowl to him. And he knows that, and he just lifts the intensity. He's just a one-off, and let's hope that he gets into double figures with those Man of the Match awards.
Yes.
Hopefully this series.
That's right. Tom Morris, the good oil for Cobram Estate. There's a lot to work through in the aftermath here.
Yeah, there is, absolutely. Travis Head's actually just spoken and said it's all a misunderstanding with Siraj, and that both of them have agreed to move on. But I just get the impression that there's still going to be a few more chapters to write here. I mean, they like to say all these right things after a game, but we're only 6 days away from the Gabba, and there could be more to play out. There's lots of Shield cricket as well, Gerard, if that's what you're referring to. Victoria in particular are playing a thriller against Queensland at the moment, one that Flem will be interested in.
Oh, what is it?
Victoria needs 44 more runs to win with 2 wickets in hand.
Who's batting?
Fergus O'Neill and Xavier Crone at the crease. Todd Murphy is in next.
Number 11.
Could absolutely happen. Mitch Swepson has 4 for 84.
Oh,
Peter
good.
Hanscom top scored with 78. So that's Victoria versus Queensland at the MCG. This New South Wales game, New South Wales 9 for 463. Rain has stopped play. This is heading for a draw, but Curtis Patterson is the headline act. 167 not out, which follows his 99 in the last Shield game, and I think he made a 91 as well earlier on in the season. And there's Tasmania versus South Australia. Tassie are 1 for 8. They need another 421 runs to win against South Australia. Jake Weatherald and Tim Ward are batting in that one. There's also a one-dayer at Allan Border Field, and Australia's heading for a big victory here. Of course, the Aussies earlier on in this women's game made 8 for 371. Elise Perry and Georgia Vole made tons, and India are 5 for 174. So they need 11 runs and over with 5 wickets in hand. So the Aussies should go up 2-0 in that series.
Can you just check how old Curtis Patterson is?
31.
So he's an interesting case, when we're talking about Marnus, that if he failed and got dropped, it's not the final stages of your career. You're still young enough, and And Cato, you went through it. You know, my understanding after the 05 Ashes, they played. You played the international 11 or whatever like that, and it was almost like that. That's it for your career, and you got in by breaking records with the amount of runs, and you must have learned so much about your game. And I'd assume now that Curtis Patterson probably knows his game as well as he ever has.
Yeah, well, he was dropped from the New South Wales team, I think, last season.
Yep, he was.
So, you know, in terms of being at that lower level, there's less pressure, less scrutiny, and I think if you handle it the right way and work on your game and then go back and just dominate that level, and that's the thing, you've got to stand out. You've got to make it known that you're too good for that level, and that's what he's trying to do at the moment. And
because he looked a good player.
Yeah, no, he is a good player. There's no doubt about that. And 31's still young.
Yeah.
Like, you can still play a lot of very good cricket in your 30s. So there's no reason why he can't try and force his way back.
The World Test Championship ladder has been updated. Australia is first on 60.71 points, marginally ahead of South Africa, who've actually played the fewest games of any of the countries that are involved. They're on 59.26, then India a third, Sri Lanka a fourth, England a fifth, and New Zealand are now out of it. They're sixth. So those top five teams, Australia, South Africa, India, Sri Lanka, England, are all still in the hunt, clearly, to play in that World Test Championship final next year. Gerard, you mentioned earlier that the World Test Championship is just starting to take shape in a sort of a different way to what it has in the past. This is the first World Test Championship cycle where all teams have won at least 2 matches, where all teams have lost a home test match, where they've won an away test match, where teams have lost and drawn a home test series, where they've won and drawn an away test series. In footy terms, the equality of the competition has never been like this before. Like, teams are winning away more than they used to, and teams are losing at home more than they used to. And that is a good competition.
The flaw in it is the disparity in the number of games each team
That's the biggest flaw. And that's what Tom Moffat said on radio this morning on the New Ball with Us, who's the CEO of the Cricket Association. The World Test Championship has merit, but it can still be improved, and that probably is the area to improve it.
Yeah, you have to, because you can get some easy home games with minimal test matches, and so your percentage is going to be very high.
Yeah, what a run to the wire it shapes as.
Well, particularly with Australia going to Sri Lanka, and they're no doubt going to produce dust bowls. So this last 3 tests here is crucial, because you'd expect South Africa should get the job done against Sri Lanka at home and then Pakistan at home, given the way they're playing at the moment.
And Sri Lanka are improving. They got some young batsmen who are only going to be very hard work in their own conditions, and they'll be able to pick. It didn't matter what spinners they pick. They're going to be a handful. I don't want us to be in a scenario where we need to win both test matches in Sri Lanka. No, you don't want that.
Just the last one on Pat Cummins. He picked up 5 wickets today. It was his second 5-wicket haul against India. His first one against the Indians since 2018. So it's been a fair drought for him, 6 years without getting 5 wickets in an innings. But him and Mitch Starc both picked up 5-wicket hauls in this game. It was Stark's first 5-wicket haul against the Indians at all as well, which tells you a little bit about the way the Indians have played Starc and Cummins across the years.
Yeah, you can read into that a few ways. They've shared the wickets around. I think there'll be a lot of forfers in there. But milestones do give you confidence, though, Cato. And I think for Pat Cummins, that was a 5 out of 10, I think, in Perth. Grabbed the new ball and got a couple of wickets, but he bowled better than that in the first innings. There's nothing right, raising the ball for your fifer, which I know you're not a big fan for.
But
you're raising your
the 25, wasn't it?
What are you talking about?
Tailenders?
Yeah, but that's in now. If they're 9, 10 or 11 in this Australian cricket team, you raise the bat. It's a bad luck because you don't like it.
I'll let you two squabble about that. Australia by 10 wickets. We reflect on the events of Adelaide and set up what comes next in Brisbane. This is our post-game wrap for Sonos. This festive season, feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com and for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX.
Is your money halal? Get halal home loans and investments with Hijaz Financial Services. Escape the everyday and visit royalcaribbean.com.au to book your next adventure. SEN Test Cricket.
To celebrate Australia v India in Test cricket, this historic Test cricket moment is brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling.
Second Test SCG 2008. India, with 3 wickets in hand, were fighting for a draw. Step up Michael Clarke, who spun Australia to victory, taking 3 wickets in 1 over.
Yes, God!
Australia win. What a performance.
Toyota, supporting grassroots cricket through the Good for Cricket raffle. Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Uncomfortable and struggling to stay cool this summer? Beat the Aussie heat with Dynabreeze industrial strength heavy duty fans. Whether you're indoors or outdoors, trust Dynabreeze to keep you cool and comfortable on the hottest days. Great for the workshop, home gym or patio. Dynabreeze fans are engineered to withstand the toughest conditions and are backed by an industry-leading 3-year factory warranty for that peace of mind. Dynabreeze industrial strength heavy duty fans. Get yours now at Bunnings and leading hardware stores.
In construction, civil works, mining, agriculture or heavy haulage and looking at the next big project? Don't let paperwork or big upfront costs slow you down. With Yellowgate, you don't have to choose between hiring and buying machinery. Our Rent Now, Buy Later solution lets you rent the gear you need today before deciding what's best for tomorrow. Enjoy manageable monthly rental payments, operational efficiency and better cash flow management. Join the other Australian businesses already using Yellowgate. Visit ygg.com.au.
What's better than hitting a 6? Hitting a 7. At Host Plus, we've brought home the CanStar Reward for Outstanding Value Super for the 7th year in a row. Outstanding Value Superannuation? That's a plus.
Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. General advice only. Consider your circumstances and the relevant Host Plus PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding.
Search Compare Host Plus today.
If I asked you to go outside now, grab a shovel and hack through your internet or water connection, would you do it? Of course not. It'd cost you a fortune to fix, plus being without internet or water for hours or days would drive you mad. Yet digging without searching before you dig online first is a gamble. Or worse, if you strike a gas or electricity main. Before every job, search before you dig online every time. And never dig blind.
Local legends come in all shapes and sizes. Visit iCanWin.com.au and your local legend could win big for your cricket club thanks to Budget Car and Truck Rentals. Moving house? Use the team that's easy and affordable. Budget Car and Truck Rental.
Right now, there's even more reasons to buy a Toro. Purchase a 42-inch E-Time Cutter 60-volt max battery powered ride-on mower and get a bonus 60-volt max Flex Force string trimmer and leaf blower. T's and C's apply and while stocks last. See torocatalogue.com.au for details.
Liquorland is a proud partner of Cricket Australia. At SEN, we say cheers, Liquorland, for stocking up. Like falling short of your crease run out is a travesty, it's the same with your drinks fridge. That's why Liquorland never runs out. Any session, you won't be caught short at Liquorland. Shelves and cool rooms are stocked with the best deals. Like Great Northern Super Crisp Stubbies, $50. Get into your local Liquorland or visit our new Liquorland warehouse, Golden Grove, Ingle Farm, Collinswood, Hendon, Unley and Hindmarsh. On behalf of all cricket fans, cheers, Liquorland. 20 times bonus Flybuys points on selected products. 18 plus only. Choose to drink wise.
Anyone can give you a quote, but only Country Blinds design consultants bring inspiration, ideas and solutions. Call Country first and add value to your home.
Everybody loves their country.
Ian Healy here. Sherlock wheelbarrows and carts are built tough to last. Apply now for funding through the Sherlock Community Sponsorship Program to support community-based events and activities. Visit sherlocklastslonger.com.au. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Brought to you by Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Looking for quality in-home aged or disability care? Search Police Home Care. Taking care to everyone. Australia versus India on SEN Test Cricket.
Australia has won the Perth Test by 10 wickets. This is our post-game wrap for Sonos this festive season. Feel the magic of sound with Sonos. Learn more at sonos.com and for the 7-seat Isuzu MUX. I've already got my all-points bulletin from Cricket et al. From Peter Lalor. Siraj accuses head of line as send-off controversy heats up. Peter, welcome back.
Thanks, Gerard.
Where are
Welcome back to the controversy. I've got a feeling we were here about 15 or 16 years ago, weren't we?
More than a bit fire.
Do you remember that test match here where Ricky was being dragged off the ground to meet with the sort of the big wigs from Cricket Australia in the middle of a test match to deal with that monkey gate nonsense? And God help us if this becomes like that, but it's just shaping up to be... It's got some similar patterns to it, Gerard. Moment on the ground, red mist descends, all right, boys, you went a little bit too far. Travis Head has put his hand up and said he probably shouldn't have said those things, and my mother-in-law, who was watching on television, agrees. That wasn't very nice, Travis, but he said, I shouldn't have said it. Travis claims that he said, well bowled to Siraj. Siraj has done an interview with Star TV in Hindi, where he said he's telling a lie. That is not what happened, and this has made me groan. And this is here we go. One version, another version. You may remember that the whole monkey gate thing swung on whether Harbhajan Singh had said monkey or what that was later claimed that he said in the second hearing, not the first. I've spoken to the person who did the translation, and we do have a little... We do need to understand that there are cultural misunderstandings and things get lost in translation here. Now, Siraj doesn't speak very good... I don't mean to say Siraj doesn't speak very good English. Siraj's English is damn sight better than my Hindi. I'll say that much. But a lot of the Indian interpretation of what Head is saying has been translated to Hindi. What we're reading from Siraj has been translated into English. Now, what he says... When you say that in Hindi, oh no, that's not what he said. You know, it's a lie. It is not as harsh a statement as it is in English. This is what the person who did the translation has told me. All of that said, it's still going to kick off. The bin fire is lighting up. There is smoke, and it's a little bit disappointing because there should be confetti and festive fireworks, because that was a fantastic test match, and what we should be talking about is Head's 140, but it looks like we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned stink.
Yes. By the second test of 5, which the second test is about when these things happen. It's usually only 4 tests, though.
And Simon will know too, but Gerard, I had that monkey gate thing stuck to my shoe, which began in a one-day series over in India. Ahead of it. I remember the day it happened, the first time that the monkey thing came out. I remember then when Harbhajan said it to Simons. I followed it there. It stuck on our shoes all the way to Australia. We thought it had gone away, and then that Sydney test. And look, and that had terrible implications. That was no fun for cricket. It dragged everybody down. Andrew Simons said, may rest in peace, that basically destroyed his life. He felt so, he hated being in the middle of that. Yeah. And he felt let down. He felt guilty that he dragged his mates into that situation, that Ricky and Michael and Haydos and all those guys were being dragged into hearings, and that people were being accused of lying and God knows what. And he said, that's when I started to drink. That's when my life spiraled out of control. And that is true. Andrew's cricket career and life never really recovered after that. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to have the same situation here. I cannot see that happening. I'm not going to see that happening to Travis Head. But I just get a sick feeling when these things start. And I do hope they stop. But journalists shouldn't say that, really. But, I am in semi-retired. I can see Tom Morris has got his ears up. He's ready for this one. But... yeah, so please, God, let it go away. Let it go away.
It can be contained and diffused in the hours after the game, and whether the match referee's got a role to play in that, whether the two players can. So they clearly had a chat out in the middle, and Head has tried in the aftermath to say, look, it is a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They want to let it be.
They did hug after the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
did they?
That's pretty significant.
Fantastic.
That's significant to me.
Yeah. That's really good.
You don't
I'm so
hug
pleased
someone
to hear
that you're going to keep a grudge against going forward.
Well, okay, I missed that. I've been running around a bit. I'm pleased to hear that, and hopefully that takes a lot of the sting out of it, Damien. Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't a headlock. It was definitely a hug.
It's just your closing word. How significant for this team, for the series, is what we just saw?
Well, counterfactual. If Australia had lost here, dear God help them. They reckon they were under pressure coming into this test match, and they reckon that there was undue criticism of them. Well, it would have been 5-fold, 10-fold had they lost here. Everybody was entitled to ask questions of that Australian team after its performance in Perth. There were form lines that had been worrying for some time, and they continued in Perth, and that looked like a team that wasn't really ready to go. India came flying out of the blocks. Australia was on its heels. Australia have caught up. have caught up, and we're neck and neck going to Brisbane, and it's fantastic.
It's perfect. That's perfect. Pete, thank you. Pod well.
Thanks, Gerard.
See you in Brisbane.
Look forward to it.
Peter Lalor, Cricket et al. Straight to your inbox. We have awards to give out. We will do that next as we bring affairs to a close here in Adelaide. SEN Test Cricket is for Royal Caribbean. Come seek Royal Caribbean and for Hajaz Halal Financial Services.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus. Winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
Razorback 4x4 seat covers, the ultimate in protection, comfort and style for your four-wheel drive interior. These seat covers are perfectly tailored to fit like a glove, and they're super easy to clean, keeping your four-wheel drive seats protected from spills, messy mishaps, mud and more. With a range of materials and colours to choose from, free shipping nationwide and thousands of 5-star reviews, discover why Australian four-wheel drive owners are choosing Razorback 4x4 for their pride and joy. Visit razorback4x4.com.au.
Why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because they want more. More insight from experienced market analysts. More flexibility for trading on the go. More live info, more simplicity, more human support, and more markets. IG has thousands. So why do active traders choose IG Online Trading? Because IG gives you more. Search more from IG. Trading involves risk to your capital. IG Australia Proprietary Limited, AFSL 515106.
Gerard Whateley here. You've probably heard me broadcasting the Super Bowl, AFL and Test cricket on SEN. There's no better feeling than being there live at these events, and now you can too with pay.com.au. If you're a business, simply pay your bills using pay.com.au, and for every business expense, you'll earn points to use on exclusive events, business class travel and more. Join more than 30,000 business owners and get rewarded for your business payments. Search pay.com.au today.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus. Winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
SEN Test Cricket for the Henley Holmes big sale ending pretty well now. I do like this sentiment. They should head to the Ramsgate and sort this out. Okay. Very good local knowledge.
Just maybe chase up the Roo shoot,
All right, we have our play of the day for Drink Wise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Truncated day's play, 5 wickets, quick fire, 19. What do you want to go as the play of the day?
Can I go the McSweeney square drive?
Yeah.
I like the square cut, but the square drive is an exquisite shot to play, and he showed a lot of class in a small little bite. I think his confidence would have grown so much in those 2 innings.
Choose to drink wise. Our player of the match, thanks to Bing Lee.
Travis Head.
Oh, batter.
I want to get out of Adelaide alive.
Okay. All right.
Does Stark have any claim?
Only because Simon went Travis. No, I think Starkey needed the 10 for.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just done it again, Trev. It's changed the whole landscape of the game.
Bing Lee, better living every day. Mitch Stark. Could Mitch Stark win the Bendix breaks big moment of the match? Bendix, the best known breaks?
First ball of the Test match, I think it's got to be up there. It's still, although he's done it a couple of times now, it's such a unique thing to happen. We were talking about what's the tone, how the Australians going to come out here after, just an average effort in Perth. Well, when you get a wicket first ball from the young Indian stroke player who smashed 160 and said you're bowling too slow, I think that's the moment for me.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Put your foot down with confidence. Bendix breaks. All right, give me your closing thoughts on Adelaide 2024.
Oh, I'm very happy. I was apprehensive coming into this Test match. Just with the amount of runs they lost by in Perth, the questions about form. Pat Cummins as captain. How he was going to deal with it there. McSweeney in his second Test match after failing in both of them, and India looked stronger they made changes to strengthen their team, which didn't work out that way. I couldn't be happier for the Australians. It keeps the series alive, and now I've got them favourites, depending on the Bumrah injury, and they're still in line for that Test match championship. So all the concerns and the questions I had coming in have been answered. You know, I'd still want some more runs from Usman and Smithy, but they don't bother me that much.
Simon.
After these two seesawing tests, it's hard to get a form line because, as we spoke about before, Gerard, the modern player now, they forget about what's just happened and move on. And I could see India doing that as well, just like Australia did this week. So I just think it's going to be one of those series where in each test there'll be someone that stands out to win the match. And we saw it here with Travis Head, and we saw it with Bumrah in Perth. Who's it going to be in Brisbane? And that potentially is the difference between the two teams. The game changer.
And also just that we don't know what we're going to get at the Gabba.
No.
You know, the South African game was just a green seamer. We've had games that have been really probably benefiting the batting, and bowling was hard. You know, what sort of pitch are we going to get up there? So that adds to the mystique going into the third test as well.
It does. It's just captivating at 1-1, isn't it?
I mean, for the Australians, I hope that it's green on day one. You know, if it's one of those ones where it's not as grassy and it turns into a batathon, as you know, and then turns extra bounce late, well then they may bring Jadeja into the team.
They might. Right, well, that's been a big few days, only a few days, but big they were, Simon.
Yeah, fantastic, Gerard.
Damien, thank you.
Thanks, listeners.
Travel well. We'll catch you all in Brisbane. There's more action in the CA Live app. Replay every wicket of the Border Gavaskar Trophy in CA Live app. Download today. Australia victorious by 10 wickets. India 180 and 175. Australia 337 and none for 19 to claim the Test match. It's 1-1. We will be with you on Saturday on SEN Test Cricket from the Gabba.
Sizzling moments for Tasman butchers. Eat better meat.
The Adelaide Test with consequence dripping from it. Stark opens up onto the pads. Chasewell tried to turn, he's been given out. Stark has struck first ball. Stark taller still, Knowles. Drive gloriously, Gill. Down to the long cathedral end, it'll roll all the way. Starks in his third over. Knowles to Gill. Drives again, superbly. Climbed all over it. But bowling to KO Ravi, he had to get off the mark. His first ball. Behind! Scotty does it again. Oh, no, it's not. It's a no ball. Oh, no, it's not. It's a clear no ball. Rowan's on 3. Boland to him. Wrapped on the pad. Boland likes it. Got him. The Indian captain's gone. Australia in control. Cummins to ready, delivers here and drives sweetly for 4. Marsh picked up 3 wickets at Perth last week. Bowls the punt. Pulls it out towards square leg. 1 bounce over the rope. Cummins up. Delivers here. Rishabh. Oh, it's ballooned up to gully. Easy catch. Cummins gets the huge wicket of Rishabh Punt for 21. Kawaja eyes wide. Bumrah bowls to him. Kawaja clips off his toes for 4. Gorgeous night. Gerard bowls. Kawaja pulls through square leg for 4. Hit the cover off that. Bumrah in here close to the stumps. Bowls to Kawaja. Edging and taking it first slip. It's the captain, Rohit Sharma. Safe pair of hands. Kawaja nicks off for 13. McSweeney's on 6. He faces a clouts the ball across the line. Bangs it out to deep square. It pitches and runs to the rope for 4. Jasprit Bumrah is bowling to Nathan McSweeney, who's nicking it through to punts. And the South Australian captain has gone. Bumrah delivers down the leg side. Has he caught up with it there? Smithy's walking. Strangled down the leg side. Passes umpire Gaffney closest to the stumps. Labuschagne enjoys it on his middle stump. Turning through mid-wicket. Times it nicely. Out before it goes. Ashurana to him here and again on middle stump. Turn through square leg this time and the result will be the same. Marsh all beaten on the outside edge. Ashwin is asking for it. Oh, he's given. And Marsh knows that he tickled it through. Ashwin delivers wider on the crease. Head uses his feet. Goes long and straight.
He smashes it into the side screen. All eyes on Travis Head on 99. Ashwin to him here. Delivers and Head defends into the onside. Quick single to mid-wicket, and he's through.
Well played.
And what a celebration here at his home ground. He's the pride of South Australia. He's the king of Adelaide.
Stark bowls. Chasewell jams it out of the stumps and away through backward point for 4.
Into KL Rahul on 1. Bowls here. 3 slips the gully. Turns it through the onside beautifully. Great timing. Cummins to Rahul. Short ball. In the gloves of Carey. Caught behind. Stark into Jaiswal. Cuts him over the top of the court. There's that uppercut he's been looking for.
Boland begins his spell. He's got him straight away. Chasewell edges through to Carey. If you need a job done, get a Victorian. Last ball of the first over from Stark. Edge courts. Partners out. Smith takes it at second slip. It's a regulation dismissal. Ashwin's going after the short ball. He tries again. Has he got it this time?
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Responds with another short ball, and he deflects him down to deep third man, and he's caught.
Siraj backs away, high in the air. Head's going to get him. Standing underneath, takes the catch. Karma. There's karma right there, and Travis Head gives it a big fist pump. If ever a man knew the occasion, it was Travis Head. On your way, Mohammad Siraj. India all out 175. Siraj bowls, Khawaja pulls for the winning run. A compelling and powerful performance as Australia puts a whole lot of things right and levels the series at 1-1. Australia remains perfect in pink in Adelaide. The margin of victory is 10 wickets.
SEN Test Cricket for Host Plus. Winner of CanStar's Outstanding Value Super Award for the 7th year in a row. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TNT at hostplus.com.au.